I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a Florida couple that says that garbage collectors threw away their lawn furniture that was placed in the middle of their lawn while they were pressure washing their house.
Worst timing ever.
Here's Barry talking about them trashing his furniture.
I would never set it over here by the trash. I'm not going to throw my furniture away. No, I wouldn't be throwing perfectly good furniture away and then leave the cushions behind. And I can't believe that the driver of the truck couldn't sit there and say, you know what, guys, don't mess with that stuff. That stuff looks new, which it was. Y'all made a mistake that day, and all I'm expecting is just for y'all to own up to it and just move on our merry way.
You know, in all fairness, though, you look at their house; it's kind of a small setup, and then the house goes all the way up to the curb.
Yeah,
and then across from the curb is in that little patch of grass. So if you put your furniture there, it does look like it would be garbage.
Yeah, I think it's an honest mistake, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it sounds like though that they are going to reimburse them.
Wow, that's nice.
They believe that maybe it helped that they went on the news and made it into a story, which, hey, if that worked out for them, then that's awesome because they tried to go to the garbage place and I guess it wasn't salvageable.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately the way things go. It's like Steve, you often say, "What
timing?"
You're the guy that says, "Hey, man, why do you got to put everybody on blast? Can't you just go to the company or go to the person and work it out?" And I think people are just tired of going to the places and saying, "You won't work it out with me unless I go on the news or unless I go on blast."
In all fairness, I've always said, reach out first, and if it doesn't work, then all bets are off.
See, I'm done reaching out.
See, my question.
Well, that's lazy.
Yeah. How does that get to the news is my question. Like, do you call the news and be like, guys, I got a story for you.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it doesn't seem like that would be a news would pick up a story.
You get Jesse, baby.
What town is this in? It's in Florida, like probably some small town in Florida. They're going to talk about the water skiing squirrel for the 30th time this year.
Hey, all right, you know what? Now you've really crossed the line. That water skiing, that squirrel's pretty amazing.
So you're just going to bypass reaching out and doing it the right way. I don't know if that's the right or the wrong way. And you're just going straight to the media.
How many times do you have to call on the phone and be rejected and wait on lines and talk to computers before you realize, okay, this is not the way to get it done? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Is that I think people probably have tried so many times in their lives and said, that's it. I am never doing that again. I will go right to the news every time.
There are times that I get frustrated. Like there was something happened. It was like a small business, and they were screwing up an order, and they sent me the wrong thing. And I was just like, they sent me something where I was like, I wasn't sure if it was expired or not, and had no expiration date on it. So I'm like, I reached out to them, through email, and I'm like, hey, can you let me know? And I've dealt with them before, and no response. Reached out to them again.
That's not good.
No response. Finally, I was like, I'm not going on social media yet, but I know who a guy that's involved with the company, so I CC'd him on it as well. 30 seconds later, I get an email from the guy who's been not responding to me going, I hear you're having a problem.
Oh, do you?
With with the product. Can you email me what the problem is? I'm like, sure, I'll send you the email that I've sent you to the same email address that you're emailing me from. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Wow.
And then he put weird, I don't think I've ever received these. I'm like, weird, but you respond to me rather quickly when I CC'd the boss.
Yeah, very weird.
God, it's so frustrating.
See, that's how many times will you go through that? See, you had a guy. If I had a guy, I would do the same thing you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, no need to go on social media. You go to the guy.
And I didn't even I even said to the guy, I'm sorry to include you in this, but I want to make sure what I'm about to use is not bad for me.
Yeah.
Because there's no expiration date, and it looks kind of weird.
Why do you want an expiration date on something that you consume? Why would you want that?
Right. Honestly, it was like my wife's consuming it too. I probably would have taken the chance.
Oh, you would have been fine. You just thought, well, let me be nice to the wife.
I didn't want to have bad conscience going. Like
there are some people that would have viewed a product with no expiration date with their spouse. Here you go, sweetheart. Enjoy.
Yeah, but I like to reach out at least once or twice before I decide to go the get Jesse route.
I am so done. Yeah, I go right to the squeaky wheel route because I just feel like that's the only way people respond anymore. It's not because I'm just a baby. I just feel like that is the only thing that gets things done. You got to be a squeaky wheel, just like you were.
But I like to give everybody a benefit of the doubt each time and approach each scenario like it's the first time I'm dealing with BS.
No, it's over. Everybody gets the squeak of the wheel.
So everybody's punished because
everybody, including Danny, he should be punished right now.
We should punish him. He likes to be punished.
Yeah, he does
every day.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, look, he works here.
Yeah.
You got to be a masochist.
Yeah. Well, we knew when he cried during his interview, he was the punishing kind.
Ready.
Yeah, loving this.
So to the end, Daddy's our sub.
Yeah, sure is.
That's just weird.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I think we're going to have to get Sarah in for one of these movies because it's an overrated movie on this list we're going to be talking about. BuzzFeed said, hey, what do you think is the most overrated movie you've ever seen? And I think what I want to talk to the people that love these movies and try to tell me why we should love it now, why it was like, because they were like, these movies were like big. And now we're reflecting on it going, really, should they have been that big? Should they have been that popular?
That's hard to do because I think sometimes people are so nostalgic about certain movies that I don't know if I could go to bat for some of my favorite movies that I haven't watched them in like 10, 15 years, and they might actually suck now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you've seen it, like, the comedy's a little bit different, the pacing's different, and maybe nowadays, like, you know, some people might argue that Rocky's an overrated movie. I think it's one of the greatest movies of all time, but if I try and make somebody watch that now because of the pacing of it, I think it's great because I know the story and I love everything about it, but it's a slow-moving movie.
I will say this, though, because we are now getting used to some slow-pacing stuff, though. There are now movies and TV shows that are out there that
Thank goodness we're slowing down America.
Yeah, we are. So I don't think you can use that anymore if you are a discerning person.
Okay.
So I can't believe I'm sticking up for you and the idea that Rocky might be better. Because of it.
It's the classic. It's the greatest movie of all time.
The pacing of a great movie shouldn't be a problem. The pacing of a great TV show shouldn't be a problem if it's good, if it's well done. It may not be for you, but you still have to go, but I can see how other people would like this.
The payoff's great.
So here is the first movie that I am going to defend, even though I agree with everything everybody says about it.
Okay.
And the first overrated movie comes from 2009, the movie Avatar.
I freaking love Avatar.
Okay, I guess I don't have to defend it. You're here to do it.
Never seen it.
Never seen it either.
I saw it in the theaters. Granted, I have not watched it out of the theater. So maybe if you watch that movie on streaming service, on not a huge screen, because on a huge screen that movie was epic. Granted, I was really stoned. Probably those are my stoner years. So
here's the problem: you will never appreciate Avatar unless you saw it on the big screen, in 3D, and in 2009.
Oh.
Right. If you see it now, I could put you in the same situation that they had back in 2009, but you guys have already seen cooler things. That's the problem. But at the time, we had never seen anything like this. The movie, as far as what we saw on a screen, was amazing. The story, story was nothing. The story was, it was a dumb story
thing.
Yeah. I've always heard the story was terrible.
But the movie, but what we saw on the screen was amazing, which is kind of what I give to George Lucas. You know, when I saw Star Wars for the first time, and when I saw that was episode 4, and then episode 1, what George put on the screen for a sci-fi fan was amazing. The story, sure. But what was on the screen was amazing, and Avatar is definitely an example of that. I mean, James Cameron created a visual masterpiece for the time.
Yes. I haven't seen the new one, though. Even though I speak so highly of seeing that one in the theater, that the new one's not getting me to go to the theater to go see it.
And I've heard that's a visual masterpiece to be seen at the theater
as well. I've seen a blue horse flying around once. I don't need to see it.
I don't know what you were doing when you saw that, but good luck to you, sir. Sarah, I've got you here for the number 2 thing on the list because Sarah will probably go to her deathbed on this one.
Oh.
Again,
Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Yeah. We're talking about the most overrated movies of all time.
You better not say it.
It's got to be The Notebook.
The Notebook.
No, that's number 2 overrated?
Yeah.
That is the best love story ever.
See, that's why people think it's overrated, because some people just put it up on this giant pedestal. I thought it was fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
Fine?
Fine. I didn't say it's bad.
I think you need to rewatch it.
I watched it once, just to impress my then girlfriend, now wife.
Yeah, I don't think J-Rose has even ever watched it, and I'm still trying to convince him to watch it with me.
He says no.
Yeah, he says no.
What's his type of movie?
Like war, sci-fi, killing people.
He knows what's
up. The very dude-like movies.
He's just watching dude movies.
Yeah, I'm like, can we watch like a romantic comedy at least? Like a little comedy in there too? But like, I'm all about the romance.
Yeah.
The Notebook, it's a classic. I mean, I could watch it today and just cry all over again.
What do you say, and I'll go a little deep for you on this, what do you say, because this is what a lot of BuzzFeeders said, is they don't understand people who prefer Noah to Lon. Lon was everything. Why would she go with the douche Noah?
What? Noah was always the number 1.
Okay.
That was who she in love with from the beginning.
Okay. One of the guys' names was Lon?
Yeah. Lon. Well, this was old-timey days.
I know, I saw it. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot Lon because no one remembers Lon.
He was the perfect guy, Sarah.
Here's what I will tell you about The Notebook. This is the only reason why everybody loves The Notebook, in my opinion, is because of the fact that Rockford, James Garner, you realize, spoiler alert, that his wife has basically Alzheimer's, and he's telling her the story of their life every day, and then at the end they both die together. That is the only reason people like it. The whole movie itself,
to say that, yeah.
The whole movie itself is like, eh.
You know what, dude? I ain't gonna lie. You've nailed it. Because I was gonna say spoiler alert, but you end the movie with the two people who love each other dying at the same time.
That's it.
It's my dream now.
That's an epic moment.
They're holding hands.
You want the whole family to die after that movie. You're like, can you, me, Joey, Mom, and J-Rubs all find a place to go die together like a cult?
Don't you want to live a long life? Dad's not getting any younger.
Yes.
No, we can all die together. It's fine.
Did you ever read the book, Sarah?
Hell
There's
no.
a book?
Don't say.
There's a Notebook book?
Yeah, it was based off of the book.
I had no idea.
No. See, my theory is if the
book's
book
way better.
Oh, you read the book?
Did you read the book?
Why are you reading the book?
Because it's an epic love story, man. It's the love story of our time.
I don't even know what to say
Did you
about
miss
that.
the entire thing what we were just talking about?
Thank you,
Yeah, that's
Danny.
why I wouldn't read the book.
Okay.
So good.
I always thought if a book is good enough, it'll be turned into a movie, and then I'll watch the movie.
movies are always
That's been my
trash,
theory, like my entire
And
life.
the movie's always better because it's got more pictures.
Exactly. You don't have
It's
to
really
read.
hard to argue with that logic, Danny.
I liked it.
How about this one? Boy, I think a lot of people are going to. I don't know how many Disney fans we have that really would care. Maybe Danny, maybe.
Why?
Frozen, people think the Disney
I've
movie
always said
Frozen
that.
is overrated.
I've always said that.
I'm glad somebody's saying that because I think Aladdin is much better than
I think
Frozen.
Tangled is much better than
I didn't see Tangled.
Moana's better.
Milan's. I'm not going to.
No, not Milan. Moana.
Oh, Moana. Oh,
because The Rock is in it.
I didn't. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not going to.
He's got that song.
Yeah.
I just feel like
You're
it got.
welcome.
Okay, we get The Rock was in a movie.
Is that the only line you know?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, have some Terramana, and we're going to talk about Frozen.
Honestly, the reason why it was as big as it was all the millions of little girls who went and saw it and wanted to be the princess, and that song was so catchy to them, and that's how we got the second movie and all the like princess dresses and books and
It's funny
everything.
you say that because honestly, like Tatum loves Frozen, the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We try and watch the movie. She dips out within like 5 minutes. She's just like, Paw Patrol toys on YouTube, please.
Actually.
And I'm like, yeah, I'd much rather watch people play with Paw Patrol toys too.
My little brother's the same way. He knows all the characters, but he doesn't he has no interest to see the movie.
She knows the songs because of the book that we have that plays the song as we're
So then, really, it's the songs.
the songs
Yeah.
and Olaf.
And Olaf. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Olaf's the stud.
He
All right.
really is.
Well, you know that Josh.
I'll watch
Gad-
like the Olaf special. I like that.
Special.
Yeah, give
It's
Josh
a 30
Gad the
minute
nod
special,
then.
yeah.
Okay. How about this one? If you guys remember Gravity, the Sandra Bullock, what's his face movie?
George Clooney.
That guy.
I actually enjoyed this movie.
Wow, I am shocked because that's a slow movie.
Never seen it.
I saw it in the theaters, and it was really cool to look at it in the theaters because it was just this giant screen of space.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Oh, that one.
It's,
I mean,
it's really, you're watching 2 hours of people just existing in space. And I would never watch it again. But for the one time I watched it, I was on the edge of my seat because it's just a slow build, but it's like, what's going to happen? What's going to freaking happen? And when you find out what happens, you're like, whoa.
It's a beautiful movie, and the entire time you just have severe anxiety.
Yes,
It's just
you do.
being anxious the entire time, so that's why you have no desire to see it again, especially at home.
Well, also because you know how it ends.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
it's
is why I
funny.
don't get the Titanic thing. You know how it ends while you watch it.
Yeah.
It's the best movie
It
of
is
all time.
funny, you know, that you feel the anxiety of that movie, which the movie wants you to feel.
Yeah.
But I'm so desensitized because of all the stuff I watch, especially space movies. It was well done, but I thought this movie is so boring.
It is boring. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, it is boring, but it's almost worth sitting through that boring movie just because of how it's shot and just because it's different than most movies. Like I really enjoyed that part of it, but again, I will never watch it again.
Now you brought up Titanic,
Overrated.
Greatest movie of all time, yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's horrible. It really is a horrible movie.
Best movie of all
What?
time. Thank you, Sarah.
It's
It is
horrible.
not.
It's again James
It's
Cameron.
lovely.
The idea of seeing the way he did the boat crash into the iceberg from a special effects standpoint, I give him credit. Seeing it on the big screen was amazing, but the story was so over. It was so like it
Second
could have been.
greatest love story
It could have
of
been
all
an
time.
hour. It could have been an hour movie.
Yeah,
I don't-
it was kind of long. It was.
I mean, here's Billy Zane. Guess what? He's going to be the bad guy. We get that.
What, he played
Spoiler
the
alert.
iceberg?
Yeah, he was the iceberg. It was because it was not about that. Like they made a story and just jammed it into the Titanic story. That this stuff never happened.
It was amazing.
obviously.
I think the ultimate antagonist in Titanic would be the iceberg.
Yeah.
Billy Zane was actually worse. I actually was rooting for I was rooting for the iceberg just so Billy Zane could die in that movie.
Yeah, that's a movie that I've never had any interest. I've had so many people trying to get me to watch it, and I just say I don't understand why. I don't care about the story.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Now this one is going
know
to
how it
piss.
ends.
This one pisses me off. I think if this is the one, the Dark Knight. Is that Heath Ledger's Dark Knight? Right. I believe
Christian
that's the
Bale,
second
right?
Batman movie.
Yep,
Christian
that's the
Bale.
second one.
Yeah.
Wow, they think that's overrated, and I mean, maybe I'm too much of a Batman fan, but I thought that was one of the best Batman movies ever done.
I love that movie, but I can understand if you don't love it and you had so many people try and shove it down your throat at the time because everyone was talking about that being like the greatest movie that's ever been created, and people would just watch it. And if you don't if you're not a big superhero fan or if you didn't really vibe on it, then you're like, well, geez, man, you guys really hyped this up for nothing.
And there's sometimes when people just, like you said, they try to shove it down your throat to the point where when you do go see it, you have this already like mentality of I hate this. Even if it's great, you're just
That's
over
the best
it.
Batman movie, if you ask me.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's phenomenal.
And I don't even like superhero movies, and I love that movie.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue it's because Heath Ledger's performance. First of all, Batman is what they call a street hero, which means he's not
Yeah, Danny.
super power guy.
Yeah.
Like he's
From the
like
streets.
Yeah, he's from the streets. So it's not so far fetched to like get into Batman as opposed to some of the other spacey, really crazy power people. But Heath Ledger was a regular dude that was insane.
Which one has we had like have Bane broke his back and they had to do
that was the
workout
third one.
scene.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that had,
that was-
like, the
I hated
workout.
that one.
I really liked it.
That was like a close second for me.
I like that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I was like,
Bane from Batman.
yeah.
How dare you, BJ?
Do they say why that?
back.
They said nothing about the Dark Knight makes sense if you think about it for more than 2 seconds. And I'm like,
That's
what?
like most movies.
I know.
That's a dumb reason.
Go watch Beetlejuice. It makes no sense at all
Right.
whatsoever, but it's a great movie.
It actually made.
I hope that person's favorite movie is Edward Scissorhands
Yeah,
or something
right.
like that.
If you pay attention to Heath Ledger's lines as the Joker, that's why people think he's the best Joker ever, because he's a person that wants to see the world burn, which is definitely a psychological thing. It's like a real thing with some people. We've met people like that who just go, I love the chaos. I don't care how much collateral damage is done. And he portrayed that beautifully as the Joker.
Like an
in that movie.
arsonist, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker was, to me, still. I mean, it's going to be hard to follow that in my mind. And I've seen a lot of great Jokers, being a Batman fan as old as I am. But boy, Heath Ledger's Joker was great. And what was that? His last film?
Yep. Or he might have had one more after that.
Yeah, there was the one
He
where
didn't finish a movie.
Yeah, he was like already filming it.
Yeah, and they had to kind of do some kind of wizardry in the studio to make it work.
They had Johnny Depp and they had a bunch of other actors
Yeah.
be him throughout the movie, and then they donated their money to his daughter.
So I think what we've learned is pretty much they're right about everything on this list except The Dark Knight. Yeah,
And The Notebook.
And
The Notebook is crap, and Titanic is crap, and basically Avatar is crap.
I think a text says Citizen Kane, the most overrated movie in film history. Snooze fest.
Yeah,
any old movie's overrated if you ask me.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If it came out before the after the 80s or even mid 70s, I'd say if it's before that, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never watched Citizen Kane, so I can't really speak to it.
You want to have a watch party this weekend?
I know it's tough. But then again...
Yeah, the weather's nice. I don't want to be inside.
If movies are good, though, like I have watched some old movies, and if they're good, they will keep your attention, even though they may be whatever they were. But that's if they're well written, well acted, I think they can still keep your attention. So if Citizen Kane can't do that for somebody, then maybe it is overrated. So there you go. But I've never seen it. I don't know if I ever will either.
That says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
No. Oh, that's Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. That sucked, too.
Wow.
Whoa.
Overrated.
Look, Wizard of Oz is an old movie.
Yeah, but at least you could do mushrooms, so it stays great.
And
listen to Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And I still think Wizard of Oz is captivating enough that you can watch it. I really do. And that was 1939, so it's not like every old movie is bad.
You were like 20 years old when that movie came out, so I see why you still love it.
So good to work with people like Danny.
I'm sorry. Without Dark Side of the Moon and Hallucinogenic, The Wizard of Oz is a trash film.
What?
What? So dumb. And it's flying monkeys.
I would have put down money assuming you would have loved it because of the flying monkeys.
I had a heart.
Okay.
That was the whole movie right there.
I'm so scared.
There is a whole backstory as to what was being talked about, and whether or not the guy that wrote Wizard of Oz
behind the curtain. Nah.
Is that the backstory?
Yep, that's the whole story.
Yeah. I mean, there's a cool interpretation that you can read online about what it was about, supposedly about capitalism and everything and all
He
that.
doesn't read.
Yeah, but he won't know about that.
Yeah, give me the Cliff Note version. Actually, don't even.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know what to say anymore.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Deep underground, the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough?
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo Stove Fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
Let's go.
Yeah, Steve, you look pretty ready.
I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
Let's get to our contestant. Today we have Logan from Seattle. Logan, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Logan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
What citrus-flavored soft drink was introduced by Coca-Cola in 1979 to compete with Pepsi's Mountain Dew?
Surge.
No.
Sprite.
No.
Mellow yellow.
Yes.
Nice.
What color pants does Disney character Goofy typically wear?
Blue.
Yes. What chess piece makes an L-shaped move?
Knight.
Yes. What movie ticket company has the same name as a dance?
Fandango.
Yes. What is the largest key on a standard computer keyboard?
Spacebar.
Yes. Who played the title character in the sitcom My Name is Earl?
Pass.
Vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice make up what cocktail?
Moscow Mule.
Yes. What boxer famously said that he should be on a postage stamp because that's the only way he'd ever get licked?
Muhammad Ali.
Yes. What is the capital of Guatemala?
Guadalajara? Is that a country? I don't know. Pass.
How many pints are in a quart?
4 pints.
No.
Ugh.
You get 7 correct, though, which is pretty good.
Not too bad, Logan. Not too bad.
Logan, I have faith. I think you're going to win this one.
Yeah.
You
That my
passed-
name and Earl one's gonna bug me.
I know,
Oh.
me too. And I have the first name, and I can't. And I'm with you, man. Oh, it's so
I got the last
frustrating.
name.
Together, you guys have the full
so
name.
you have the last name. All right, dang it. I think the last name would have got you. If you said that, would you have given it to him, Sarah?
No.
You need you need both names.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll take Roosevelt, and that'll be an okay answer for like a president.
I'll explain later why.
All
Steve,
right,
are you ready?
fine.
Oh, yeah!
What citrus-flavored soft drink was introduced by Coca-Cola in 1979 to compete with Pepsi's Mountain Dew?
Sprite.
No.
Sierra Mist.
No.
Citrus flavored. Pepsi Lemon.
No.
Pepsi Lemon.
What color pants does Disney character Goofy typically wear?
Green.
No.
Blue.
Yes.
Nice.
What chess piece makes an L-shaped move?
Pawn.
No.
Bishop.
No.
Rook.
No.
Horse.
What movie ticketing? No. Company has the same name as a dance.
Fandango.
Yes.
Fandango.
What is the largest key on a standard computer keyboard?
The space bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who played the title character in the sitcom My Name is Earl?
Oh, Jason Lee.
Yes. Vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice make up what cocktail?
Moscow Mule.
Yes. What boxer famously said that he should be on a postage stamp because that was the only way he'd ever get licked?
That would be Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Has to be.
What is the capital of Guatemala?
Guam.
No.
Guatemala City.
Yes. How many pints are in a quart?
What?
How many pints are in a quart?
4.
No.
8.
No.
6.
No.
9.
You get 7 correct, which is a tie.
Oh, Logan, if you could have said Jason Lee, you would have been the winner, my friend.
I had Lee. I just didn't think of Jason.
And I had Jason. I couldn't get Lee.
Lee is such a common last name. I couldn't.
Yeah,
If he just gave it, if he just said Lee, I couldn't give it to him.
All right, you make the rules. What am I going to do?
Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee.
I still disagree.
So many.
With Lee.
If only you knew that there are 2 pints in a quart.
Yeah.
Logan didn't get that either.
Nice tie, Logan.
What,
good game.
What
You too.
citrus-flavored soft drink was introduced by Coca-Cola to compete with Pepsi's Mountain Dew? He got that correct. Mellow Yellow.
I thought that was going to be the difference maker.
Mellow
know.
Yellow.
Yes.
I forgot all about that drink.
That's a blast from the past,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he also got what chess piece to make an L-shaped move, and that's the knight.
You were right at the horsey one. Yeah.
You guessed every other piece.
She couldn't take horsey, though.
No. So that was my 4th guess. So
I love
she
that,
would take it.
that you got Guatemala City, though.
That was just me being a wise ass.
Well, it worked out.
Yes.
Yeah, every once in a while.
I would have been so mad at myself if I didn't guess that.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
sorry,
wish I didn't.
Sorry you didn't win, though.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasted some good answers on a tie.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
It gets me mad.
Anybody, I was thinking of the Muhammad Ali lick. The only way I can be licked is on a postage stamp. I wonder if young people know that licking means that you take a licking. It means you got beat up.
I don't think a lot of the younger people do. The only reason I know is because of Golden Girls. They mentioned that a few times, and I have to Google and look up what some phrases mean.
Oh,
I
okay.
have
So
no idea.
outside of Golden Girls, you didn't know.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of if they use it like a story like the Mariners got licked.
Yeah, back in the day they
But
did.
what about last licks?
Well, and also takes a lick and keeps on ticking.
Yeah.
That was, of course, we think licking means this means a lot different these days than what it used to mean
Yeah, I
back in the
clicked
day.
on that thumbnail the other day, but that was about it.
Yeah, that was It's a whole different thing there. Yeah, I'd say one of those terms that I think are going to be lost in about 20 years. People are not going to know licking means to beat people up.
You should start using it again, BJ.
I feel like I'm going to get in trouble.
No.
Like, sir, if you don't stop honking at me, I'm going to lick you.
Yeah, see, I really feel like
they'll probably stop honking at you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think they're going, we don't want that guy. No,
It's a different kind of threat.
So the Roku, hey, your father still can't use it, but Roku,
he's trying.
Yeah.
I give him credit. Like, honestly, I was impressed that he even had a Roku set up on his house TV and was even able to get onto certain apps.
And it's funny. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a Roku, so I haven't used it in a while. But the idea is that the older you get, the more tough it is to just learn stuff.
I think about that a lot with my dad. Like, there's a lot of random apps, like from Netflix to now Max and obviously like the Disney app. It's like, man, I don't even know if he's able to navigate through all these, or should he even try? Because it could be just too frustrating.
My mother-in-law's in her 80s, and she still can't use On Demand.
Oh,
She just doesn't even have a concept. She's got the package.
Yep.
She gets mad at the cable company. She's like, I don't know why I pay what I pay. I go, you've got all this great stuff. I don't know how to get to it. And
my mom has no idea how to work the television at all, except that she can always find some random news channel. Like every time I'm like, what? Where did you? Like, she just loves watching the news.
I know, and
being depressed.
I don't want to be that person, dude. It's my mother-in-law the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's a rite of old person's passage, and I want nothing to do with that.
Dude, that's all. Ever since I was a kid, like it would. She loved 11 p.m. She looked forward to watching the news, and she would sit there and just go, like, and like nod her head in disgust. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this. I'm like,
well,
you don't have to.
Yeah, maybe you could try something else.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Roku talked to couples, found out the top TV-related arguments that we have. And I will say this, fighting over what to watch is not number one. I would imagine you don't have to do that anymore because there's so many screens. You can go do what you want.
Yeah, but I mean, like, my wife and I, we do like to sit on the couch at the end of the night when Tatum goes to sleep and sit together and watch shows together. Like, in a perfect world, obviously, we both have different interests in what we'd want to watch. But the idea of sitting together and watching together, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I could go upstairs and watch a show upstairs as she's watching the show that she likes. But it's like, then what are we doing? You know, it's nice to be around each other and be in each other's presence.
Yeah.
And then we watch Kids Baking Challenge for the 30th time.
Oh, see, there you go. You found something.
Well, it's like, because I don't want to fight over it. You know, like, there's certain things I want to watch. Like, sometimes you guys do recommend shows that I would like to watch, but I'm like, that's rather violent. She doesn't like watching violent shows or shows like that kind of style, like The Boys.
Yeah. Oh, she's never going to watch that.
Oh, we tried. That didn't last very long.
I don't know why you did that.
You know, sometimes I was just hoping she wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I would have told you not to do that. That was a bad move.
So then it's like, okay, let's find something that we both enjoy together. And typically it's like these random, like, Kids Baking Challenge or like the millionaire lottery homes and things like that.
They can't get in trouble there.
Right.
Because I'm old enough where we just had the one TV. That's where the fighting happened because, like, for instance, I mean, my Star Trek show is on Thursdays, and so I know I want to watch that. And now sometimes I go, all right, I might have to watch that by myself. But there's no fighting because I could go I have my own screen to watch it on. But boy, back in the day when you had the one TV, ooh, boy, that was the number one thing to fight about is what the hell are we going to watch? Because sometimes my show wasn't her show, and I didn't want to miss my show because there was no DVR. You had to watch it live or you were done until summer.
You had to negotiate deals.
Oh, yeah.
I'll watch your stupid soap opera if you watch my stupid male soap opera.
Exactly. So if fighting over shows is not number one, what do you think, man? Do you guys fight over anything when it comes to the TV?
Oh, no, not really. I'm trying to think of, like, a little bit of, like, sometimes she'll, like, snap and I'll get snippy right back. Like, can you lower it? And I'm like, I'm in the process of trying to find the remote.
Number one, buddy.
The volume.
Volume number one. Well, and when you're like me and you can't hear anything, I mean, my wife has learned to live with subtitles.
Well, I blame also, like, these television shows. Like, they don't seem to mix things properly.
They intentionally don't.
Like, movies especially. Like, it'll be like, I'm whispering, and then car crash. You're like, you son of a bitch. Like,
yeah.
And then she'll be like, can you lower it? I'm like, I didn't expect the car crash happening. Like, I'm trying to find the so
yeah, or the dramatic music. You're just like, what the hell? And it's shaking my speakers, and I feel badly because if J Rubs lives with us, and if he's downstairs, he goes to bed early. I'm like, oh, this is horrible. I'm watching the show up here, but
they have the technology. Can't they just do that? Like,
I don't know
even
why.
Everything out.
I'm with you. I don't understand why. I don't get that. Unless
I say it's laziness.
It could be laziness. Deciding what to watch, which is never a problem for me. I never sit down and go, I don't know what I'm going to watch on TV. I know people do that. I know exactly what I'm going to watch every time I turn that television on. It's so bizarre. I can't tell you the last time I turned the TV on and go, what am I going to do?
Do you have like a thing on your phone, or is it just like a mental, I know exactly what I plan on watching?
Oh, no, I have things on my phone like, oh, today you got to watch this, tomorrow you got to watch it. Oh, yeah, I've got all reminders everywhere.
Wait, you have it on your calendar that shows that you need to watch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Got Always Sunny that's on. I just that one off of my phone today. I got to watch that.
I watched that episode yesterday.
Did you watch the one I told you to?
No, I watched a random other one. No, I'm kidding. Of course I did.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You did. You watched it.
I did.
And were you happy?
That was a funny moment, yes, with
Okay,
the
good.
mascot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a spoiler thing. There's an appearance from Gritty.
Yeah, they have a new episode anyway, so they have, if you missed, so
Gritty made an appearance, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, and I knew you. I thought of. How about I thought of you?
That
Like
was
I'm
very
watching a
sweet of you.
TV
Yes, that
show,
was very nice.
and then here comes Gritty, and the first brain thing that comes up is you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Does
you
he make
sure
more
can.
than one appearance, or is it just that one moment in the bathroom?
That's it.
Okay, good. Because I stopped watching after that.
You didn't like the episode?
That's kind of whatever. I feel like,
Wow.
I'll be honest.
You're done with Always Sunny.
I didn't hate it, but I was watching the episode and I felt like I was watching people pretending to do an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because I haven't seen it in so long.
Wow.
It just, I don't know what it was because like maybe the actors looked a little different. I'm like, who are these guys pretending to be the guys that are. Like,
they have gotten older.
And I don't know, like it was just, it was fine. And there were a couple laugh out loud moments, but I was like, I'm kind of done. I got to see, I saw Gritty.
Yeah.
That was funny and I was good.
So we know. I mean, look, I'm not going to. This happens. Some TV shows, no matter how good they are, even if they're consistent, you just are done. Like The Simpsons or even Family Guy, done. I mean, even though I can't say the shows are bad, but I had enough.
But it was funny because I think my tolerance at first, I started watching like, oh, this is stupid. Like, I can't believe I have to sit through this. And then I was like finding myself, I'm like, yeah, I kind of missed this show. This is actually pretty entertaining. Like there was like ebbs and flows to the episode.
Yeah. You probably missed Bryan Cranston's speech. He gave a great monologue. It was very Heisenberg. And
I didn't get to that.
Yeah, you didn't get to that.
No.
Yeah, you haven't got that when they're on the plane yet.
No, they were still in the limo.
I love the concept.
Or the car, or the town car.
The concept is that because they're selling their tequila, is that what it is? Or their booze?
Dos Hombres.
Yeah, so is that basically the concept that they have is that Aaron Paul, who played Jesse on Breaking Bad, makes basically Bryan Cranston his bitch. Like he orders him everywhere, controls him everywhere, but then you miss the payoff at the end of the episode where Bryan Cranston strikes back and he does it. He just gives great Heisenberg-like monologue and just puts Jesse in his place.
So you said there's a lot of TVs going back to the whole volume thing. They said they have a setting where you can avoid the spike in volumes.
Well, good luck finding it. I don't know how to do that to mine.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Help Wanted, where we've been getting calls for years, texts, messages from rockaholics wanting our advice on whatever problems they're having. So we thought, hey, we should do a whole segment on this. So if you got a relationship problem, maybe something going on at work, or anything else in your life, doesn't matter how dumb you think it is, we are here for you. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted.
We've got a follow-up to start things off with.
Oh, okay.
This is involving the guy who is debating on whether or not to leave his current job that he loves with all the great benefits that his job offers, but the pay, not as great as another opportunity, which would have been a ridiculous pay bump in like $20 extra an hour or something along those lines, but it would have been longer hours and a grind of a job. Well, he says, I just want to give you a follow-up. I took what you guys said yesterday to heart about the possibility of leaving my job. After talking to my wife and weighing out all the options, I'm going to stay where I'm at for right now. I have a review coming up in about a month. I'm going to talk to my big boss about my situation at home and how all this added financial stress has been kind of taxing on me. And hopefully we could come to an agreement on better wages.
Yeah, I wish somebody would really help people. If they're like, you talk about high school classes, how do you go in and negotiate for yourself? Because here's the bottom line. Every business wants to save money, so they will pay you the least amount as they could because it helps them save money. Sometimes managers are incentivized and get bonuses for basically paying people as little as possible, which really sucks. Because also as a manager, you want to be a person that makes somebody happy to work there and retain good employees. But so the idea of how do you go in there and advocate for yourself and not feel like a jerk and not have to go in and go, well, because of my finances. I would say this. You do want to make more money in life, don't you? Is that an odd thing for someone to go, hey, as I spend time working, I would like to work my way up the financial ladder?
Sure.
You don't need excuses for that.
I suggest, though, having a PowerPoint presentation ready.
Oh,
because that shows that you're serious.
Everybody loves those.
And sometimes people are just like, you know what, I'll just give you a pay raise. I don't need to watch this crap.
That is a great idea. If you come in with I've got an hour presentation about my pay raise proposal. Okay, here you go.
And you need one of those little pointer pen things, and then you have it out so you can point at the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Or if you get a laser pointer, you could blind the guy and go, I'll blind you if you don't give me a raise.
Or go old school and bring in one of those giant projection things that you used to have at the AV class.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a presentation I'd like to show all of you.
Oh, remember those transparencies they would put on there and you could write on them?
Yes.
Oh, that's what you need to do.
If you do that, I'm giving you whatever you want.
Yeah, that's classic.
A, to make it stop, and B, because of creativity.
Exactly. Getting one of those old AV overhead projector things.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. All right. You get the raise, sir.
All right, here's a fun one. It's about checking women out while with your significant other.
Ooh, I have a little biology help for you here in case you ever get in trouble for this.
Okay, good. I can't wait to hear. So they said, this is the subject. It says, checking out women while with my girlfriend. A few weeks ago, we were at a venue with a lot of people. When walking from one section to another, we passed two women. One was attractive, the other one not. I quickly looked at the good-looking one up and down. As we passed, the not-so-good-looking one says, no shame. Well, my girlfriend was upset, and I said that I embarrassed her. She said, I'm not allowed to look at other women when we're together. Was I in the wrong?
Well, I mean...
do you put a blindfold on? Like, how do you stop them from looking at people?
Sunglasses, man.
Oh, at least that's how you get away with looking at people.
Yeah.
What a horrible situation to be in, where not only does your girlfriend get mad at you, but then the random woman you don't find attractive is also giving you a hard time.
Yeah. Well, she was probably mad that you were checking out the other woman.
Which is so
busted
funny.
You checking out the other woman.
Which is so funny. Like, had he checked you out, would that have been okay? It's just like,
or would she have just been equally as pissed? Quite possibly.
It's hard to know. You don't know if it's jealousy or if you're right, Steve, or if it's like you shouldn't check out anybody. But, in the great book, Brain Rules, that I love, the New York Times bestseller, they say the average male brain has something in it that the average female brain doesn't. And it is just for procreation. Like our brain immediately sizes up the female of our species to see if, in fact, we should have babies. And it happens before you can even think. It's a very, very frustrating thing to know that some part of your frontal lobe or whatever
Why
does
do you
that.
got to say that? Because today I'm going to be at the gym and I'm going to be like working out and like, no, I wouldn't have babies with her. Oh, I'd have babies with her. Like, that seems like a weird thing to be thinking about.
Well, that's the whole part of what it is.
I've never thought that really, though.
Well, you don't think it like I want to have babies, but it's what your brain is doing. Like, you're sizing women up, and you don't know why, but it's all part of that procreation thing. Is what he's.
Well, at some point, my brain should be like, look, you're just sizing her up to see if you want to have sex with her.
Because we want to have sex with them to make babies.
I don't want to make babies with everybody.
I know we don't want to make babies.
That's a lot of babies, BJ. One's very expensive.
I get that. But that's what I'm saying is that, it's not just a pleasure thing. It's also part of procreation. It's just like, why do dogs just do what they do? Like dogs, why do they all of a sudden see another dog and go, it's time? Because they're supposed to in order to keep the species going. We're the same thing. We're like lizard creatures, man.
I just have conditioned myself to not look at any. Like,
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, like I just don't even think. And it's so funny because my wife will laugh at times because we'll be walking somewhere, even having like one on the beach. She's like, "Did you see her outfit?" And I was like, "No, what was that?" And she's just like, "You didn't see it?" And then she tells me, and I'm like, "I kind of wish I would have seen that outfit. That sounds incredible." But I was like, "I'm glad I didn't because it would have been." My wife.
By the way, you passed the test.
Well, also my wife doesn't care. I think at the end of the day, because she'll just be like.
Well, you always say no. Of course, she's probably very happy that you always go, I didn't see anything.
But it would be funny if I was just like, hell yeah, I saw it. Showing. Like, that'd be weird.
You should try that to see how it... Well, you should at least try to answer yes a couple times to see if she was trying to test you or if she really doesn't care.
Well, because in my mindset, I'm just like, it's not worth checking them out because, I mean, it's just a hot chick. You're going to see plenty of hot chicks. Like, why even risk... going into the doghouse because you're looking at a hot chick.
All right, see, now we know. So you've done a great job. And by the way, this is what humans do, which is pretty You're basically going over your wiring. You're supposed to do this, but we've trained ourselves not to do this, which is pretty monumental, which is what humans can do.
But the funny part, my wife has never given me any inkling that she would be upset if, like, I said, oh, yeah, that girl was hot.
Have you ever, but did you know from early on in life, you should never check out girls while with a girl?
Because past relationships and
That's
training,
what it is.
Of course.
So you've never given her an opportunity. She's always
You know
basically...
what? You're right. That's very disrespectful of me. I need to start checking girls out.
You got to see if she's cool with it or if you've just been an amazing husband who's always given her the right answer.
Because what is the big deal if you just looked at a person?
Oh, dude, do not ask that question to the wrong person.
It's not like you're catcalling them. Or...
We literally have a texter who's in trouble for that.
I know.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that's, like Danny even joked about, sunglasses, that's your best friend.
Sunglasses are my best friend.
Sunglasses are your best friend until you're wearing like regular glasses and you never wore regular glasses.
Yeah,
and you think you're wearing sunglasses and then
That's
you realize
creepy.
you're just staring at people and everyone can see you stare at them.
I have, my wife calls them shifty eyes, and I got in trouble so many times because
You have serial killer eyes. Let's get it right.
Well, same thing.
Yes.
And so I would check people out, and she could see my eyes shifting back and forth, and she would get so mad at me. And I'm like, "What do you want me to do? I can't, I mean, well, these people are here. Look at the way they look.
Right.
What do you want? What do you want from me?" Yeah, and it's bad. It's sunglasses are the best thing because especially if I'm out walking in a park, it's the summertime. People are wearing very, very good outfits that make pretty much highlight everything they want to highlight.
Texter brings up a good question though. How long was this guy leering and looking at her up and down for the friend to notice and call him out? I mean, you could check someone out pretty subtly, and it sounds like the dude was kind of being creepy.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Because you can get a quick glance and then be like, "I'm good. I saw hotness."
That's difficult to know how long is too long.
I mean, it was like a cartoon character, remember like the Looney
zoink,
Tunes where like
boing,
the jaw
boing,
drops
boing,
to the
boing,
ground, you
boing,
have to roll it back up.
The eyes pop out of the head.
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn into a wolf. Ooh!
By the way, do you remember those were in our cartoons?
Yeah,
growing
they
up.
were.
Like we
Yes.
were little kids and trained.
Yes.
That's how you reacted to a pretty woman.
I blame Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny made me think, every time a pretty woman walks by. Yeah, that's why they don't show those cartoons anymore. Yeah. We had
trained us all to be a bunch of pervs.
That's not our fault. Listen, I learned it from watching you, Bugs.
It was nice to see in the new Disney movie Turning Red, one of the teenage girls, she was 13, she was checking out a teenage boy, and she does the whole auga.
The auga is a great line.
Yes, it is phenomenal.
I feel like if I was a girl and someone just yelled auga, I'd get a laugh.
I would never be upset if somebody leered at me and thought like in that way.
Of course. Like, look at us. Like, no one's leering at us.
I know, that's the problem. I would be the girl going, shame.
Shame.
I'd be the shame person. Like, oh, yeah, you think that person's hot. Fine. Well, dude, science has your back, but unfortunately, society doesn't. And we human beings have to sometimes override our programming, our natural programming, in order to fit in and not cause trouble. So you're going to have to find a way. You were caught by two different people, I
wonder if the wife would have cared, though, if because maybe she can notice that he's looking at people, but doesn't care until he got called out.
I will say this, though. I want to say this. What's important to guys is to be on the guy's team. I've told this to my wife many times. Even if I'm in the wrong, if some rando is giving me S, you should be on my team.
How fired up would you be if some rando goes, no shame, and then your significant other looks and goes, shut up, bitch. And then you're just like...
Yeah, because how many guys do that for their wife? When the wife is basically looking like an idiot, and you're at a party, what happens? And I just saw it on the Righteous Gemstones, where, somebody was being mean to somebody's wife and somebody came to the defense, even though they may have been right, like about what they were saying about the wife. But usually the dude says, hey, you're not going to say that about my wife. Why doesn't that translate the other way around, where, someone will be on team guy, and even if he's an idiot, he's still your man, be on his team, just like you want him to be on your team when maybe you're not the
Not
brightest.
looking at you because you're ugly.
There we go. That's what you say.
I would high five my wife if she said something like that.
That's what will help humanity.
So my wife and she doesn't care if I check out anyone of the opposite sex. Either one of them don't care. It's completely normal. My wife will actually sometimes point out hot women.
That's all my girlfriend does all the time. I think she points out more hot girls than I do, and is like, "How do you not think they're pretty?" And I'm like, "No, I do." And then we have a discussion about it.
I'd like to know the age.
She also does it with guys too.
My wife won't do it with randos, but if we're watching a show, she'll be like, "Do you think this person's pretty?" And the first time I remember when we first started dating, I'm like, "Is this a trick question?"
Of course. Why would you ask that?
Because you're just curious.
I'm sorry. I don't ask my wife if I think anybody's attractive. I just don't. Why would I want that answer?
One, I'll put it out there. She's never once gotten mad at me for being
Same.
like, "Oh yeah, she's super hot."
Sometimes my wife will be like, "You do? Why?" And then, or it'll be like, "You don't? How do you not?" Yeah. And I'm like, "I don't know. It's not my thing."
Well, listen. I mean, if your wife asks you those questions and you never get in trouble for a yes answer,
0 times.
Yeah. Have you said yes a couple times to those questions?
Most of the time.
Oh, well, all right then. Well,
most of the time she's pointing out a hot celebrity. I think she would be like, "You're out and out lying to me if you said you don't think she's pretty."
Yeah, I see. My generation, I would never answer that question. I would feel like it's a trap every time.
Although the first time I was like, "Well, everybody's pretty in God's eyes."
There you go.
No, really.
Good job,
Do you
buddy.
think this person is pretty?
Everybody's pretty. I'm not answering that question. That question will never be answered. Don't ever ask me that question.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said earlier, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Killers of the Flower Moon is now on digital.
Oh my God.
From director Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro.
You got one more chance. I'm coming after you, son.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Buy it now on digital.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. All right, here's a TikTok trend that, I mean, it's a thing. I don't know. It irritates the heck out of me.
Uh-oh. What is this trend now?
It's where you allow your kids to say one swear word.
Okay, this is kind of... I actually want to go on TikTok and see these.
Yeah. See, I'm frustrated, not so much at this. I'm just frustrated for other reasons, but I'll tell you why after. Because, I mean...
You're frustrated about something? That is a shock.
But I think you might be with me on this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you might be with me on this because I'm not actually mad at the TikTok people.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them at all. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's a trend. If you haven't seen it, go on TikTok. You'll see parents letting their kids say one swear word. Or you can go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com to check this out. It's a mom in Australia did it with her children and still managed to be shocked by what her son actually said.
We're going to give you one time only to say whatever swear word you want without getting in any trouble. Ready? Blake.
Pornhub.
What?
That's a swear word.
Where did you hear that?
Somebody taught me that.
Me?
Yes. You said for me to say it.
Kate. Winter.
So they all say real swear words, but if you didn't catch what the kid said, he said Pornhub was a swear word.
Pornhub's a swear word.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And they're like, where did you learn about that? And it's like, well, where's Dad? Where's Dad? Because I got to be thinking.
Dad's like, look, I'm a YouPorn guy, not Pornhub.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Maybe XNXX, but not Pornhub.
And the other words that the kids said were the word, the T word that rhymes with bit.
Okay.
And then the smallest daughter said, "I'll tell you next Tuesday." Basically,
that's impressive.
That's very, very impressive.
That kid's gonna one day rule the world.
Now, this was in Australia, but I do think we've got some American folks doing this as well.
Oh, I bet.
On this trend. And the reason I'm disturbed is that I really think that there are words that we should be allowed to say on the radio now, and the government is way behind. Because if this is what parents are doing on TikTok with their kids, they say, well, you've got to bleep that from the radio station, even though every other show now has certain words with, I mean, it's like the S word is a word.
The S word is used so freely now.
Everywhere.
Like, dude, I watch, All Elite Wrestling. Obviously, I watch a wrestling show. Shocking. But, like, that's on, what channel is on that? TBS, I think, but it's on one of those kind of network, one of those cable channels. I just DVR it. I have no idea what channel, but they just say the S word freely, and then the fans are chanting F words, and they're not even trying to bleep it out.
Oh yeah, anytime the Sounders go play in Portland, they have a chant that is basically F Seattle.
Yeah,
and they just play it, and it's like, how is this? Oh,
they just stopped trying, because I remember there was once a time when I was watching, when I was a little bit younger in wrestling, they would try their best to kind of hit the mute button whenever they heard the F word.
And it's so ridiculous, because we are regulated by the government, which is also really ridiculous when you think everything that you see on the internet is not regulated really by the government.
It's still
to do
the
what they
Wild
want.
West, man.
I mean, we're still going through issues right now with Facebook because of that scam page that's really, really harmful to people, as they might be giving their information out pretending to be us.
Yeah, if someone asks you for your credit card information and it says it's from BJ and Migs, we're never going to do that. We only ask for Social Security numbers.
Yeah. Exactly. But guess what?
Not really.
That can happen. You could get screwed right now, and the government won't do a thing about it. But if Steve or I now drop the F word, the government will get involved.
Fudge.
And they will fine people.
Farfin-Nugan.
So dumb. So dumb. And so that's the only reason I'm irritated by all this.
Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, don't say that name.
Danny, has Lily said a curse word yet? And if so, which one?
You know what?
Without saying it, of course.
I haven't heard her say one. Now, I know...
Do you think if you said, hey, you're allowed to say a curse word, would she have one that she's ready to go with?
Yes, she would have one. I don't think she would actually say it.
Right.
I mean, that's funny because, so her mom is... Her mom likes to
nice
say
lady.
a lot of bad words in front of her daughter.
I knew I liked her mom.
I hear it all the time, like when I'm on
Really?
FaceTime with her and stuff. And so when I was in Tucson, actually, for her birthday a couple weeks ago, I got cut off in traffic and I said one. And I looked at her immediately. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she goes, oh, Dad, it's okay.
I've heard worse from Mom.
You never say those. Mom says them all the time. And I'm like, well, why don't you say them? And she's like, because I know it's wrong. And I was like, oh, okay.
Because I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's the thing.
Lily's working for the FCC already.
Yes, that's what she's doing, yeah.
She got hired there last week.
Yeah.
I don't think Tatum knows a bad... I think if I say a bad word, she might say poopy and start laughing.
That's it? You say it or she says it?
She'll say it.
Oh, poopy's not a bad word.
No, I'm saying if there was a word, but I mean, she says poop, but like sometimes Mom's like, don't say that because she's worried that she's going to go around going poop, poop, poop to everyone.
Yeah.
Whereas like Dad is always like, do you want sushi for dinner? She's like, no. Do you want pizza? No. I'm like, do you want poopy for dinner? And then she starts laughing.
Of course she does.
And then Mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? It's a good punchline.
It is.
It's a very good punchline.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, this is what you bring to the table. I mean, you gotta bond with the kids somehow.
So there was one time when Mom got not mad, but like was like, oh, here we go. Where she's like, Tatum likes to make fake food for us. Like, she goes and prepares us meals and brings us little bowls, and she's like, and Mom Sid was just like, so what am I eating? And there's like this long pause. Like she's like, should I say it? Should I say it? And then she has this big grin on her face. She goes, poopy. And I'm like, oh man.
That kid is so your kid.
I was like, high five.
So your kid.
The funny thing is, too, is that, we never were the parents to, play the edited version of songs at all. So, Lily's been listening to, unedited versions of songs for the longest time. And even, now, she's a huge Katy Perry fan. And Katy Perry cusses in a few of her songs.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, and Lily, she will be singing at the top of her lungs, and she'll edit herself and bleep herself. And I'm like, man, this is my kid. This is awesome.
See, I wish my little brother would do that. He loves to swear, and he loves to get people's reactions.
What's the word? What's the word he likes?
He loves the S word.
Okay.
Oh, well, again, like we said, that word, I don't know, man.
Yeah. And he likes hell, so he'll be like, what the heck? And then if nobody reacts, he'll be like, what the hell? And then everyone, of course, stop saying that, and he just laughs. So it's hard to punish.
Oh, and he's like, I'm just S-ing you guys. Don't worry about it.
So the HE double hockey sticks is still a problem for certain people, huh?
I just don't want him saying it at daycare and getting him getting other kids.
Oh, I don't know. See, I thought that word was acceptable. Like that wouldn't get you in trouble. That could get you in trouble at daycare.
I don't know. I don't want to risk it.
No, I got in trouble when I was a kid for saying hell.
Well, that I get.
And then my mom picked me up and she cursed me out. And then the teacher's like, "Oh, maybe she isn't this kid. It's the mom."
My mom was the same way. Boy, they never wanted to talk. They talked to her one time because they thought, well, that's who you talk to.
Yep.
Then they always asked for my father.
Yeah, my mom's the sweetest woman, but she was dropping F-bombs back when I was younger very freely. And to the point where other moms were like, hey, when my kid's at your son's house, can you stop cursing? Because he comes home with new words.
Oh, man. I love my mom because she fought the system. She was like, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I will not do certain things in life. And she was so awesome like that, man. She fought back against authority, and a lot of times it was very colorful language while doing it.
And I don't feel like probably once or twice I heard my parents swear growing up, but they didn't really.
So where does your kid learning all this stuff?
I think it's now that my dad is comfortable swearing in front of me and the other brother.
Oh, here we go.
So sometimes we'll say something and then we'll realize, oh crap, we can't say that.
They said that when you're the later kid, you really do get a break.
Yeah.
And your brother is really the later kid because
super later.
He's 4, I'm 33.
Yeah, so he's got what a paradise. Usually the older kid hates the younger kid because of the paradise they get to live.
Oh, it is funny because then the other brother, who is 31, he fights with the 4-year-old.
Well, of course.
Like they're actual brothers. And this weekend there was a problem. The 4-year-old likes to pee outside now. and proceeded to go
This kid's like an alien. He's like a wild feral animal.
He's like, wait, I could pee standing up. I could pee standing up. This is cool.
How is this happening? The kid's dropping S-bombs, peeing outside. Who's raising this wolf?
I believe he watches Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
That's why.
Ah.
I mean,
he's being raised by bubbles.
Him. That's how it all.
I don't know.
He's outside all the time.
Yeah,
so.
Vicky, we see you dropping the S-bomb, and
Yes.
okay.
But he runs up to the other brother, and he says, I peed on your car. By the way, brand new car. He peed on the side of it.
Why? What?
He thought it'd be funny, and it took
It actually is.
But when I was told this story,
No, I think it's funny.
Vicky, I don't think you want to tell these stories.
No,
I feel like CPS might want to pay a visit to your
are
house.
you saying that you never did anything stupid when you were a little kid, thinking it'd be funny?
I can't remember me peeing on somebody's car. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I just can't remember that.
I would never pee on anything as a child.
Yes,
see, that's you got Steve going on, the suit of armor boy.
I did pee in my family's suit of armor that they had as a statue thing in the house.
Is that still in the family somewhere?
No.
Are you kidding me? He ruined it.
Well, I don't know.
I mean,
you could just probably clean it out.
really, Sir Pee-a-Lot had to be taken outside and just sold.
No, it was around for a little bit after that.
How long?
Did they Simonize it, steam clean it? I would be like, oh God.
I was too young to remember.
Yeah. Vicky, I don't think this is a good situation.
No, I think it's the worst part is trying not to laugh when you hear these things. Because it took everything in me not to smile or giggle, and then turn to him and like, dude, that's not funny. We can't do that. And he looks at me. He's like, you smiled. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, he knows that.
He knows that.
Besides,
it is funny, but he shouldn't do it
What
anyways.
is going on with
Do it on the door, on the tire?
I think on the door.
Yes.
And then my brother made him go and clean it up. He okay, you have to go clean it. You did this. This is not okay.
Okay, well, I applaud that decision.
Yes. But I think he thought it was funny.
Yeah, I was wondering why a 31-year-old would be getting into a fight with a 3-year-old, but this is actually a legitimate
This is
situation.
a just reason,
It's his brand new car. It's his baby.
I don't care if it's a brand old car. No kid should be peeing on my car.
It just adds insult to injury is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's disturbing.
So yeah, we all do stupid things.
No, we all don't do stupid. No, we all don't pee on cars.
Oh, speak for yourself. One time in San Francisco, I did on a cop
Okay,
car.
I don't need that.
Yeah,
That's right, you did.
And I pee on BJ's car every day when I
Yeah,
get to
that's
work,
great.
so.
Well, you guys are all right.
In all fairness, I was on mushrooms at the time.
I feel like a better parent now. When I hear these stories, I go, you know what? I'm not a bad parent.
Whatever your daughter just shared with us, how she wants us to eat her when she dies.
I don't know.
She shared information about how she would like to eat another human being before.
I don't know where she gets this.
You.
Yeah, you.
No, she doesn't get that from me. Have you ever heard me ever once in your life go, here's an idea?
No, we have never heard it, but we see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Serial killer eyes.
All right. I'm
Dead
going to go
like a shark.
anywhere. I'm going to go anywhere but here.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Sammy Hagar recently did an interview where he shared that he respects David Lee Roth, who, of course, was his predecessor in Van Halen. He respects him as a showman, but he did take a shot at David's voice.
Well, he's a showman. Hey, listen, I'm a showman too, but that's his gig. He doesn't care about singing. If he did, he'd take care of his voice, or he'd take voice lessons, he'd warm up, he'd do something, because the guy sings so bad last time he was doing shows, it was embarrassing.
Okay, he didn't hold back at all.
Wow.
He's not wrong, though.
Yeah.
I've seen David Lee Roth perform, and this is when he was even younger. I'm talking like 20-something years ago at Bumbershoot, and it was just like, okay, you're still a great performer wearing this super tight neon green jumpsuit, but like that's about as far as it was going.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You got to take care of your voice just in general as you get older. And I always have been impressed with Sammy. It's like, how does he still do it?
It's insane. He did the 3 days that we did Pain in the Grass. He was Sammy Hagar and his band. They were night 3, and I remember like, I'll watch a couple of songs. I've never seen Sammy Hagar. It'd be kind of cool to see what the legend is all about. We ended up staying for most of the set because I was just like, hey, I didn't realize how many songs I knew because he was doing Van Halen, he was doing his solo stuff, and mainly. He sounded amazing. His voice was great.
Which is...
he's like 70, I think.
Yeah. Here he talks. He talks about how his voice is so good and how he takes care of it.
But he's a showman. He just, everything show. And he doesn't care about his voice, which drives me nuts, man. I care more about my voice than I do my Wow. If my didn't work a couple times, I'd be okay with it, but, I'd be bummed out. But if my voice up on stage, I'm bummed, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on the flip side, I think David Lee Roth cares more about his junk than his voice.
Which is hard to argue.
Sammy's 75.
75, and he still can sing the way he sings.
And puts on a fun show. He's got good energy up there.
75.
I know, that's kind of crazy.
He looks. I'm watching the video. He does not look 75 to me.
No,
he looks like he's in his 60s.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Just
it's
another
tequila, man. Moss tequila.
That's I mean, obviously, again, how much does he drink? Because drinking a lot's not good for your voice. So he might sell the tequila, but I wonder how much he partakes.
Dude, I don't know how any of these guys keep their voice. Like if I do ring announcing, like when I do ring announcing for Defy Wrestling, and if I get too amped up, I'll blow out the voice like quick.
Oh, that's because you talk from your throat, not your diaphragm.
I try doing that, dude. I know, like I try and kind of flex my stomach and talk from there, and it's like, you're right though. A lot of times I'm pushing through my. I need like a vocal coach or something like that because then we see like our buddy Chet Buchanan, who is a radio guy. Yeah. He's now in Vegas, but he used to do stuff at Q. But he's also now the MC for the Seattle Kraken. And I listen to him night in, night out, and he's doing that. I'm like, how are you not blowing out your voice?
And yet
he isn't.
No, and he still does his radio show too.
That's what I mean. Like he gets to get up in the morning and still talk.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
probably because he cares less about his dong than he does his voice.
That's what it is.
My problem is I'm the other way around.
I've heard Chet say that.
Yeah,
I've heard.
That's the key to his success. Care less about your dong. Apparently,
you know what? It's hard to argue with Sammy because of the fact that Sammy is still putting on quality shows, and well, I mean, David Lee Roth is David Lee Roth.
He's still doing what? Zippity dippity dippity doo.
Adam Sandler?
There's that one song he does just the Gigolo.
Yeah,
just that. Zippity dip. He does sound like Adam Sandler when he does it.
It's a bit of a scat, I think they call it. He's scatting a little bit. Yeah. Which, now it sounds like scat.
It's a weird term to use.
And apparently, I started listening or reading the interview that he did that we were just listening to, and apparently he drinks every night.
Oh.
Sammy Hagar?
He says he's not an addiction guy. He's like, I've never been addicted to food or drugs. Like, I've done drugs, but I've never been a person to be addicted to anything.
I just drink every night.
But he's like, I don't wake up with the shakes. I don't drink during the day, just at night. Like,
so
he does drink.
I mean, look, if you drink every night, if that's what he's saying, and I don't know how many he has every night, if you're drinking every night, I don't know. I mean, you're a functioning something.
It sounds like, yeah. Does he need to drink every night?
That's the question. And then how much is? I mean, I suppose. Look, if you have one beverage every night, you know what? People take medicine, and I think it probably is in line with that.
Yeah, is he polishing a whole bottle off every night, or is he just having like a light pour of like some tequila that he just kind of milks throughout the entire evening?
He doesn't specify how much, but he does say, I do drink every night.
See, I think here's my take. I could be wrong. But, you still want to look like you're the Red Rocker. And if you come off like I'm Mr. Health, I don't know if that's real, if that's real sexy and rocky.
Mr. Health.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, he looks good. And his voice is still amazing. So I feel like you do have, and he says you got to take care of it, right?
Yeah. But I mean, by taking care of it for him might be just like some vocal warm up exercises.
Yeah, going to the doctor.
Yep. Seeing a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking, maybe puts a little honey in his tequila.
Get some Botox. I don't know what that does for your voice, but at that point it helps with your looks.
Okay.
A little steroid shot in the voice.
Yeah, that's a good question. But we have seen folks that don't take care of their voice or don't take care of themselves. I mean, how many performers have we heard that are that are younger than he is that can't sing anymore?
No. Oh, there's many.
Yeah, so I feel like there's something he's doing. And I would, you know what? I want more info, Vicky.
Maybe
I want to know
it's
how much
tequila.
he drinks.
It might be the tequila.
Isn't that crazy? What if he's one of those guys that, tequila actually is so great for his throat?
Yep.
Man, that's not fair. It's so unfair if that's the case. So,
life's not fair, man.
I don't like it.
What's so
like
unfair about it?
Oh, it's because, it's like some people don't get affected by like the things that everybody else gets affected by, Like my mother-in-law can smoke without any issue. And I remember reading in science class that one of the big problems is you got stuff in your throat, like these little cilia hairs that are supposed to filter stuff out, and tobacco paralyzes them, which is why smoking is really bad, because the normal filtering system is paralyzed and shut off. But some people that doesn't happen to, which means they may not actually have all of the emphysema-like stuff because their body's working normally to filter out the crap.
Are you like, do you wish you could smoke?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If people have that special ability where the majority can't do something and the other people slide by like, well, I am a mutant. It doesn't affect me. And what if it's like that for Sammy, that he can drink and it doesn't wreck his voice and he doesn't become an alcoholic? It's like, man, because, most people, they got to deal with that.
Okay.
Some of the lead men in other bands, man. So, yeah, it's not fair. Just saying for a friend.
For a friend.
All right, so Tinder launched a dating dictionary to help people like me.
Okay. So you can understand what the kids are talking about?
Exactly.
When you're on Tinder swiping, you'll know what they mean.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're surfing Tinder for the honeys?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a thing that needs to happen. Is that there's a lot of older people trying to get younger people?
Well, yeah, if you get divorced or something, or your relationship ends and you're getting back into the dating world and you're like, wait a second, this is how we date now? Like, just go meet somebody at a bar. Like, you have to get on a social, like, some kind of an app. And I would imagine that's kind of overwhelming for someone maybe in their 40s or 50s when that's not a world that you knew when you first were dating before you were in a long-term relationship.
Well, Joe's like early 30s and he's still having issues with Tinder in terms of understanding everything that's happening with it?
Oh, yeah. You just ended that sentence with still having issues.
That's fair.
Let's see if you guys know some of these terms that young people know, but, if you had to get back in the dating pool. And mostly just Steve. I think probably Vicky and Danny know a little bit about this. You guys know what a situationship is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been in quite a few of those.
Is that just like a friend with benefits kind of a thing?
No, it's like you're not just hooking up, but it's not exclusive. It's that weird middle ground where you're not just friends with benefits, but you're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
It's like friends with benefits plus. So you still get all the relationship stuff out of it, but you don't want to
Does it cost more a month? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's plus?
No, you're not actually paying for the upgraded version, which is relationship.
Yeah. Is this like the type of it's a situation where if they found out you were doing it with somebody else, they'd be also very upset about it, but they don't want to say they have they don't want the title of boyfriend or girlfriend.
Right.
Yes, it's like I would be upset about it, but I may not say anything about it because we're not official yet.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, back then you'd call that a steady girlfriend that you cheated on. Basically,
we've evolved.
Too many words. You just say
situationship is okay.
Oh man, I'd be like, I'm out if someone said, "No, I don't want to be your girlfriend. I just want to be in a situationship with you." I'd be like, okay, well, I'm never going to say that word out loud again.
I would never say I want to get into this, but when I look back at all the people I've quote unquote dated, I've been in quite a few of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, Steve, you don't want to get in a situationship, but how about a text relationship?
Oh, is that like someone that you never really meet up with, that you just kind of like text each other?
Yeah.
And what is that?
It's probably just like a flirty, like cyber sex type of a thing.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Like you just like kind of sext each other, but you never met. I remember doing like some of that kind of stuff back when I was like younger. Granted, it was more like email than texting, but like, texting did exist before I met my wife.
Yeah, somebody lives up in Everett and the other person lives in Tacoma. I don't think you're going to meet up that often.
Yeah, sometimes it's just fun just to kind of like, send like naughty messages to each other, but you're like, I don't really want to meet up. Like that requires like what happens when it's over. Yeah. Like I could just stop texting you when I'm done.
You just want to get your flirt on a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's not me. I mean, I'm always, at least my day, it was a means to an end. I always wanted a physical meetup.
My problem is, like, I met a dude and he is just as ADHD as I am. So we're both like, whenever we remember to text each other, it's like, hey, what are you doing right now? We were both like knee deep into a project at the exact same time. So it never works out to where we get to see each other.
How about date review? Any of you guys know what that means? A date review?
No idea.
Sounds like something I would do. Like going on a date with somebody, like an interview.
That's exactly what it is. The date feels more like a job interview.
It gets awkward. Like, okay, you're not saying anything, so I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions, and hopefully we can get a conversation going. And
I could see that happening when you get a little bit older, too, where you're just like, I don't feel like
small talk.
Being with you for 8 months to learn what you're all about. Like, just tell me what you're all about now so I can determine whether or not I want to deal with your ass.
Yeah, give me your red flags now.
Right? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Okay, cool. We just saved ourselves 6 months.
What if somebody you're talking to has an ick?
Oh, yeah. Anything can give you the ick.
I hate that term.
Do you know what it is? I mean,
it's like a turn off. Yeah, turn off, or it's just like, ew.
Oh, so that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
these are my icks. These are my
Yep.
turn offs.
The young people.
I don't even want to.
Please don't use that term, BJ.
I don't want to do anything involved with this. It's just so dumb.
I'd rather hear you say on fleek than
Yeah.
you use the term ick.
Oh, that it really bothers me. I don't know why. On fleek was fun, but ick is just like, really? How about cushioning? Again, these are Tinder terms for old people that would like they gave Tinder has got a dictionary of all these terms so that old people can
Is this
somehow.
when you're with someone that maybe enjoys more meals than other people?
I was
I don't
going
know how to
that
say it in our PC world we're in, but more
It has
cushion for the
nothing-
pushing.
They are THICC thick.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, I think cushioning makes more sense because we already had a fun slogan for it.
So THICC.
So when he's like, "Hey girl, you're thick," or "Hey boy, you're thick," but it's spelled THICC.
That means I'm heavy.
That means it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Like you're bigger, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You're curvy in all the
Get
right
those
places.
Thick thighs.
Yeah.
Thick thighs, thick
If I'm
buns.
a dude, how am I curvy in all the right places? I don't know how. that
Ooh,
even
dad
means.
bods for life.
Oh, all right.
It's so hot.
PJ, I'm pretty sure you're not thick though right now.
No.
Thanks, man.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or not. Oh, you're saying I'm not thick, but I'm still probably cushion.
Nah.
Because you didn't say I was
Well,
thin
what does
either.
cushion mean? Because
Well, it doesn't mean what you. It has nothing to do with weight.
Okay.
It means keeping people in your back pocket just in case the person you're dating doesn't work out.
It's like on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they say bench? Cushioning. Yeah, I'm with you. Cushioning means something else.
They want their own terms. These youngins.
Well, don't take my turns. Pushing for the cushion or cushion for the pushing. That's my term.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fixed 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Killers of the Flower Moon. is now on digital.
Oh my God.
From director Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro.
You got one more chance. I'm coming after you, son.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Buy it now on digital.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
I will beat anyone that calls in to play the game. He's smarter than you. He'll make you look lame. 60 seconds on the clock. You're going down and I'm gonna rock. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
Yeah.
I sure am, because we made it. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Hey, Daddy's jumping. Woo. Friday. Getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Party.
Yeah. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week and an even more amazing weekend. Let's get to our contestant. We have Eric from Seattle. Eric, are you there?
I am.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Eric has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is the name of the latest app launched by Meta that some are calling a potential Twitter killer?
Thread.
Yes. What country singer was in the 2009 movie The Blind Side?
One more time?
What country singer was in the 2009 movie The Blind Side?
Pass.
Goose, elder, and goji are all types of what food item?
Cheese?
No.
Pass.
Beginning with a D, what learning disability was once known as word blindness?
Deaf?
No.
Dyslexia?
Yes.
There you go.
The Pistons is a professional basketball team from where?
Detroit.
Yes. Same name as a restaurant. What is a smoke-dried jalapeno pepper called?
Chili.
No.
Pass.
What is the name for the holes on the moon's surface?
Crater?
Yes. How many gigabytes of capacity did the first iPod have?
1.
No.
2.
No.
3.
No. Eric, you get 4 correct.
I don't even know if you get that. What was the answer, the question to the Twitter, the other one that we just said, Sarah?
What is the name of the latest app launched by Meta that some people are calling a potential
And
Twitter
what was your
killer?
what was your answer, Sarah?
Thread?
That is not the answer.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Eric, you were so close.
I thought that's what I thought I heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then you get 3 correct.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I got to be honest.
If that's the decision maker, you can blame BJ, not me.
I get it. But you know what? I have integrity.
So close.
Yeah,
Steve, are you ready?
yes.
What is the name of the latest app launched by Meta that some people are calling a potential Twitter killer?
Oh, Threads.
Yes.
Waste of my time, I say.
I know, right? What country singer was in the 2009 movie The Blind Side?
What's that?
What country singer was in the 2009 movie The Blind Side?
Dolly Parton.
No.
Keith Urban.
No.
Who was in that? Country music singer. Reba Wilson.
No.
Reba Wilson.
Goose, elder, and goji are all types of what food item?
Aren't they characters in The Lord of the Rings? What is it again?
Goose, elder, and goji.
Oh, they were the characters in Top Gun.
Food item. Goji syrup?
No.
Goji beans?
No.
Beads.
No.
Goji gadget.
Beginning with D, what learning disability was once known as word blindness?
Dyslexic.
No.
Word blindness? Dyslexia.
Yes.
There we go.
The Pistons is a professional
Detroit.
basketball. Yes. Same name as a restaurant. What is a smoke-dried jalapeno pepper called?
Chili.
No.
Oh. Chipotle.
Yes.
Nice.
What is the name for the holes on the moon's surface?
Craters.
Yes. You get 5 correct, which is a win either way. 5 to 3.
Sorry about that, Eric.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you go. There goes Eric, everybody. He said thread.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah.
Threads.
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 Yeah.
Yep. You know, you're right.
Good job, Betty. He's back. Thank you.
Have you guys done the Threads thing yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm on, buddy.
Are you having fun with it yet?
I gave Danny a hard time. That's the only person I've communicated with on Threads is Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say fun is the right word yet. But,
I mean, it does look like Twitter.
It's literally like Twitter.
Oh, I love
Twitter.
it. I love it so much.
Why do you love it? You don't even like Twitter that much.
I know I hate Twitter, but for some reason I love Threads.
It's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
I know. I've never gotten Twitter. I hated Twitter so much.
But
And you
it's the
like
same
Threads. It's
concept.
the
I
same
know.
thing.
I still like it.
The funny thing is, though, you have more, like, you could put longer videos on Threads, apparently like 5-minute videos.
Oh, wow.
But it operates the same way.
Kind of,
I
yeah.
don't, Danny, I don't know how your brain works.
You know why? Because he's an Instagram whore, and it's like through Instagram. So I feel like that's kind of why.
Yeah.
The only thing I like is almost like it's like a reset, but like, I mean, we had Hive, we had this one, we had Clubhouse, we had Chat House, we had
Whorehouse.
all these places, right? I mean, it's like, do I want to commit this energy into something and it's just going to be another fad? The only thing is that, okay, well, maybe because it's a meta thing, it's going to be around for a minute. 'Cause
Also,
it's nice to start fresh and like not like I'm like I could just be a little bit more selective in who I'm following, and my feed is a lot more entertaining now.
and we're verified. That's the nice thing I like.
Which is good for my wrestling gimmick, which is really all I care about.
There you go.
Oh,
See?
you're back.
So I'm back on, and now I got 3 verifieds again.
You're a Threads verified
Yes.
instead of Twitter
I'm Thread
verified.
yeah. Screw Twitter. Twitter's old news now.
Plus, it is. I mean, a lot of people are so pissed at Twitter, they're just happy to try, which I think it's hysterical. F you, Elon Musk. I'm going on Threads. And it's like, well, Zuckerberg and his people aren't exactly the nicest individuals on the planet either.
I do enjoy that this is pretty much just 2 narcissist billionaires having a whose wiener's bigger fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden Zuckerberg's like, I'm doing Twitter, but I'm gonna get 10 million people to join in one day.
And I just heard now Elon is suing.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah, he's suing. That Twitter is suing. Probably saying you took our idea.
So eventually they are gonna have an actual fight.
Yeah,
Which
to
is gonna
me,
be amazing.
It's just a way for them both to stay relevant. They don't care about the money for a lawsuit. They're just really smart by keeping both their companies in the public eye.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Going back to the game, does anyone know the country singer in the 2009 movie The Blind Side?
I like the movie. I can't think of the singer.
wow.
Tim
Oh.
McGraw.
Yes, Tim McGraw.
You know what? We should have just guessed that.
Right?
Oh, good
Goose,
move.
elder, and goji are all types of what food item?
Are they berries? Cherries?
They're all berries.
Yeah, berries.
Yep.
Come on, Steve. You don't know the goji berry?
Yeah,
I
thought-
do now that you say it. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a very healthy thing. So I thought maybe your wife forced you
Yeah,
to
I
eat that.
thought you'd have that 100%.
Well, I'm sure I eat it. I don't ever think about what it actually is called.
Okay, I don't want to go further with that statement.
It's like Ronnie from The Wolf. He's like, "What did you just eat? It smells great." I'm like, "I don't know. I just whatever my wife made me. I just put it in my mouth." And he's like,
All right,
"Oh,
then.
okay."
Dude, I smelt it through the walls, and
Yeah.
it did smell really
There's like some
good.
barbecue sauce on it. It was
You don't
delicious.
even know what you're eating. I just assume you know everything you're eating every day. You don't know what that is?
Well, I mean, there was some vegetables in there, and there was some
Okay,
something that looked like
You're
rice, but it wasn't white, but it was like a yellow rice. And then there was
you are answering my question. You do not know.
plant-based sausage.
Okay, you know that. At
I knew
least.
that because it looked like sausage, and I know it wasn't meat because my wife doesn't eat meat. So
Wouldn't that be wild if she was feeding you meat the whole time?
That would be hilarious.
Because you don't pay attention.
Right.
And that way she can laugh and go, liar! You
Yes.
have been lying all these years.
I've been secretly serving you meat.
Yeah. Boy, you'd be easy to poison.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to keep that in mind.
Well, I'm not going to eat something that you prepared me.
Well, yeah, but I know where
I've built trust with the wife's.
I know where you keep your food, though. Now you just got to bring us
I'm
over.
going to save this audio in case something bad happens to me.
Oh, yeah.
Gary
see?
Ridgway over here is to blame.
That's true. So someone's going to frame me and still get you out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I see the plot happening. Well, congratulations to everybody involved in Steve's death plot.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That's also the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. What do you want to talk about? Whatever it is, make sure you follow Steve's rule.
Yeah, show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text.
Oh, somebody needs our advice.
Hey!
Someone said, my husband, he's approaching 35 years old, and he's still wearing his hair down to his shoulders. I personally think older guys with long hair should get it cut short because they look stupid. I think there should be a declared age limit for guys wearing their hair unless you're a rock star. He thinks he looks cool. Spoiler alert, he doesn't.
This is a tough one. It's a tough one because as you get older in life, you know, I think there are lanes, and you have to know what your lane is. I think if you want to be successful and please people around you, if you're that kind of person, I really do. I mean, there are lanes, and you know, if people care enough, you're in a marriage or if you're in a business, whatever. I think you have lanes, and you really got to think about it.
I don't agree with that whatsoever. There are no lanes.
Yeah, wallet chains for life.
Yeah, man. You know, look back on life and regret having short hair.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, man. I mean, at some point you just gotta age well. I think you really have to age well.
But who defines what aging well is?
Exactly.
It's like, shouldn't a person just be happy in whatever that makes them happy? If they're not hurting anybody and they're not doing anything to like disrupt someone else's life, if they want to have their hair long, they want to drive a certain car, if they want to wear a certain type of clothes, who cares?
But hold on.
What am I holding on for?
Because I got a little. Because Vicky wants to say something, but I'm going to come back to you because I think there's a little hypocritical message and all that.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
I was just going to say, I have a buddy who's about that age, has long ass hair, and we went out to emo night and to other places here in Seattle over the weekend. My friend was dressed to the T's. You know, the bosoms were out. Nobody paid attention to her because he looked like Jason Momoa. Everyone's like, "Hey, what's up, Jason? What's up, Momoa?" He was that like badass looking because of the long hair. So I feel like just embrace it.
Well, I will say this. If you can pull it off that people are saying you look amazing, this is not what his wife is saying. So there are people that I have known that have done that look, and you're like, dude, you got to figure it out. You're just not pulling it off anymore. And with you, Steve, you're married, and you do want to please your wife. And
100%.
so when it comes to facial hair, even if you want to do it,
Yes.
you know, she doesn't want you to. So that's what I'm talking about, is that she's established the non-facial hair lane for you. You can't get in that lane.
Okay. The term lane just sounds silly.
Well, that's because it was a guy
the
at Nordstrom.
facial hair lane. I know there was your hairdresser and your guy at Nordstrom and all these people with their lane theories.
Well, we're dudes. Dudes really like simple stuff, and I like the idea that you have lanes in life.
But if I cared, like, I don't care enough to like put my foot down on that. It's picking my battles in a sense. Like I'm not like hell bent on wanting to have a beard or a mustache, although it would be hilarious if I did. But like, if that's what my wife doesn't find attractive, and I also don't have an issue with it, of course I'm going to be like, cool. But like, if I had hair and I wanted to grow it out long, and I'm like, man, I just like the way it looks. She's like, I wish you would cut it short. But like, I felt good with the long hair. I feel like that's worth having a conversation about. And being like, no, like this is what makes me happy. I'm not telling you to shave your head. I'm a big Sigourney Weaver fan. I want your hair. I want you to be bald. Like, you know, I feel like you still got to like work together on those kind of things, and it doesn't sound like she wants to.
Here's what I feel.
I do want to grow a skullet, and it is very unfortunate that my wife will not allow me to do that.
You know, I'll jump down a controlling person's throat any day of the week.
You just like jumping down people's throats.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that sometimes our spouses, our significant others, and look, I would be a hypocrite because I've talked to my wife many times where I thought, look, at this point, you need to figure this out. You're looking like a moron. And I feel like that's what a good spouse does when it comes to different things in life.
Yes, calling their spouse a moron, yes.
My wife has done the same thing to me where she's just like, look, dude, you're looking like a moron. And sometimes it's not just about a look, but it's about an attitude or about how I carry myself. And I think that she has a point. It's like, look, man, she obviously was attracted to him to marry him. So it's not like I feel like she's trying to, be a complete jerk. I think the dude's just lazy, or he thinks that he's in a bubble where he doesn't realize he's being judged in a way that maybe isn't cool, which, I mean, I don't know it depends on what you're doing in life. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to really look the best you can, come off the best you can, unless you literally don't care about anything. But then in that case, I'd like to know what you're doing in life that you literally don't care about how you present to the world. I feel like we all do care to some degree.
Yeah, but I think most importantly, you should care about how you feel.
Oh, I don't think that's a bad for me.
Because I know even I had that conversation with my wife's like, oh, all you do is buy black clothes and buy this. And I think she would prefer if I had a little more color in my clothes. And I tried it. And I was like, I'm not comfortable in this. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to go back to wearing my black T-shirts or black shirts and my black pants. And if I get a button up, it's probably going to be black or some kind of dark variation that's close to black. And that's what makes me comfortable and that's what makes me happy. And she finally was like, all right, you know what? What am I going to do? I'm going to tell you to start dressing so you look a certain way that you're not comfortable in your own skin? Because that's silly.
You still look like you're in the right lane to me.
I don't even know what lane that is. I'm not in any lane. The police should pull me over. I'm weaving in and out of so many lanes.
You still look good. You look like you're in a good lane. I mean, you know what? Danny at some point, but here's the thing. So far, you're still okay, Danny. You're still in the right lane. You're fine.
I'll be okay till I'm 90.
Good.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. I've had this talk with Sarah. Sarah thinks she's going to be the Ratchet, the Mick from the old TV show. Yeah. And it's like, at some point you go like, no, you got to find your lane. I feel like Madonna never found her lane. Whereas
I'm sure she's like really having a tough time sleeping, thinking that some guy in his 60s in Seattle thinks she hasn't found her lane while she's wiping her butt with $1,000 bills.
Yeah,
but that don't even exist, but she created them.
Yeah, where other performers, I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of people that are in her demographic. I always felt Cyndi Lauper actually found her lane. Cyndi Lauper always looks amazing to me, but she's appropriately looking the way you look as you go through your phases of life. And I think Madonna never let go of, I am going to always be in my 20s. And it's like, no, dude, that's just not going to happen. I don't care how much exercising, how much surgery you have. You've got to stay in your lane. And, I think that's the difference between somebody that's cool like Cyndi and somebody who's not cool like Madonna. And they were both basically around the same time.
Oh, 2023, and we're talking about who's cooler, Cyndi Lauper or Madonna.
Now you know what it's all about.
Okay, just making sure I'm in the same decade and I didn't accidentally slip into some weird 1980s conversation.
I think there are certain rock people, and I kind of don't want to talk about them because I think people will shoot me, but there are rock people I think that are way out of their lane.
But who's determining this? You?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure. Okay, now at least I understand where we're coming from.
Like, David Lee Roth, you saw how he changed because he just couldn't look the same way that he did back in his early Van Halen days. You know who's really good at looking no matter what, just aging very well?
Is Duff McKagan.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah,
because you always go to him.
Duff, because Duff is...
But you know what Duff is doing? He's wearing cut-off T-shirts.
Yeah.
Studded belts,
yeah.
tight jeans, and worn-out combat boots.
And somehow...
The exact same thing he was wearing when he was 25.
Mm-hmm. Somehow, I think he's aged up a little bit.
If Danny did that, you'd be like, dude, get out. You're working your way out of the lane.
Yep. And that's what I'm going to be doing when I'm his age.
You know what? Show me pictures of Duff. I think you guys don't realize subtly how actually he's probably, look, he's got the money.
Sleeves are cut not as high anymore.
Yeah, he's got the money to go to somebody professional to keep him in his lane. I guarantee you Duff is talking to somebody who's keeping him in the right lane.
A little part of me dies every time you say.
I know you don't like sock game, you don't like lane, but you're a simple man.
I am what Lynyrd Skynyrd was thinking about when they sang that song. In fact, that was the song I danced with my mom to at my wedding.
Yeah, but when it comes to how you look, from a sartorial splendor.
So there's Duff wearing a Not Today Satan shirt that he cut the sleeves off of.
Yeah.
And that's a relatively recent picture. I am not giving him, as the kids say, any shade. I think he looks
Neither
great.
am I.
But you're saying if Danny was wearing that, you'd be like, dude, you're getting close to being out of your lane.
Look at Danny's hair. Look at Danny's wallet chain.
Look at Duff's hair.
Yeah,
it's bleached blonde.
Duff's hair. Yeah, but see, Duff's hair is
With
still.
roots.
Look at Danny's hair. Danny's hair is a little
Bleached
bit more
blonde.
extreme.
Thank you.
Yeah, with bleached blonde, but then mostly black. A little bit of blonde in the front. Insanely sort of. Duff is rock. Danny is holding on to the emo.
Yeah. All right. I like how you have these certain stipulations.
Well, look, I'm a man of standards.
No, and I am fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I am fascinated by it because I
Look,
think it's so absurd.
I don't want to name names, but there were certain performers that don't understand that they need to age well.
Why?
And because if they don't, they look silly.
Who cares? Who are we? Who are we to determine what looks silly and what doesn't?
Literally wearing the exact same thing.
Your page.
Duff.
You got it side by side. Yeah. There he is in his 50s or 60s, and there he is in his 20s. Same base, same clothes.
Yeah, well, his hair is different, guys. His hair is not the same.
Okay, it's a little less bleached blonde.
And it's also shorter. And that's what I'm saying. Danny hasn't made an adjustment to his look, really, since we've known him.
Did you know me in my 20s, BJ?
Dude, I've seen pictures of you jumping up and down.
His hair was a little bit higher up, though.
It was a little higher.
Yeah.
And it was a little more orange than blonde.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like he's aged well.
I agree with the texter is all I'm saying. She's right.
Aged like fine wine. A
Figure
boxed
it out.
wine, but a fine wine.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Someone says BJ is right.
Thank you.
No person. Why are two guys that have no hair bitching about hair? I'm not bitching about it. I wish I had.
Dude,
hair.
I got news for you. I mean,
my hair would be down to my butt ski if I had hair.
If you've seen me over the years, I've had to make adjustments to the hair. I had to find my lane.
You had to find your lane. Yes.
Yeah, I
Lanes are
did
important.
because I was losing my hair.
I feel like you're in the passing lane now.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the passing lane. I know we have this.
We're
fight,
living in the fast lane, brother.
But you're not a guy that cares.
No, I do. I care about people living their life how they want to live it, so long as they're not hurting anyone and not worrying about what other people think. I am truly a fan of that.
That's nice. I mean, that's nice. But that's not how the world works. If you want to be successful, that's not how the world.
I know plenty of people who are unapologetically themselves that are successful.
What are they doing?
Stuff on their own terms. And they're living a better life because of it.
Yeah.
They're not just being a slave to the man telling them how they should cut their hair, how they wear their clothes, and barely getting by, not living a fulfilling life because, they're making money, but they're not living a fulfilled life.
And if you look at all the billionaires and everything, they wear very basic dad clothes. There's nothing special or fancy like you're kind of talking about. They're just boring.
But that's what they want to wear.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Wow.
So it's not but I feel like BJ would be like, yo, you need to be in your lane.
Well, I'm just saying, we all do judge. You just said it. These guys wear what they want to wear and they're comfortable, and it's boring. Okay.
And they're super successful, and they're not wearing Armani, whatever. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Well, you don't know what they're wearing. Actually, those clothes they're wearing, even though they look basic, are probably still top line and fitted and tailored, and they're probably the best they could buy.
What if they decided to go to
clothes makes the man?
In the eyes of you.
In the eyes of humanity.
Okay.
I'm not the one that came up with that line. That girls go crazy over a sharp dressed man. Okay. ZZ Top said it. They know what's up.
Oh God.
I saw a homeless dude having sex the other day, and I was like, he's still getting laid, and look at him. So clearly, it didn't matter what kind of clothes he was wearing.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination. And then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you. Around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise. For lives in drive.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
So say, okay, Steve, since you play hockey, what do you think is a tougher sport, hockey or football? I only ask because I like to see the NFL do a playoff bracket like the NHL or NBA, but I read somewhere that NFL players couldn't take that much hit and damage. But I don't know. After watching the NHL playoffs, I think those guys are putting their bodies to the limits. That's a good question.
Oh, that's an easy question.
What's the easy question?
Everybody always says that hockey is tougher than football.
But I mean, it's all different. Like I obviously I have a lot of love for hockey, and I love how just the spirit of players, like they could break bones and they still want to get out there. They get stitches, they still want to get out there. But you also, like, in football, like you're having a straight head-on car collision basically every play. And you hear that a lot of these players, like they have to spend the entire week doing rehab and get their bodies up to stuff to be able to perform another game the next week. So it's tough.
Yeah.
I think they do different types of damage to each other. So it's kind of like an apples and oranges thing. That's why I don't think NFL can probably do like a multiple game playoff series, especially on like every other day.
Well, the nature of the NFL, you're right. For that, in other words, you're talking recovery. Whereas with hockey, I'm talking endurance. And I think maybe soccer is the only other sport where you go, you have got to go balls out. Your body has to be so conditioned. Even in baseball and in basketball, and I would say at least basketball might be a little closer. You get to rest a little bit. Now, baseball is such a long season that you start seeing the fatigue set in July, August, September, where you go, okay, these guys and the nagging injuries. But I think people have come out and said that hockey, probably out of all of the sports, maybe soccer is tied with them as far as nobody could do that because of the endurance that you need to have.
I will say, after watching the playoffs for the first time ever in hockey, I'm like very shocked that they do so many games.
It's a beating.
And so quickly, like right after each other.
With
like
the playoffs, the Kraken ended up doing like 90-something games.
Dude, it's insane. And just watching them like every other day, it's like I can't even imagine being that tired. And they were just thinking like, man, having to get like a good night's sleep and stuff. Wow.
But each sport has different reasons for why they're tough. Because you talk about hockey and soccer. I mean, at least with hockey, like they are constantly doing line changes. Whereas soccer, you don't get that luxury. Like that blew a lot of people's minds when they first watch hockey. They're like, wait, why are they changing during the middle of the play? Because like every 90 seconds, pretty much, you're changing it. Sometimes even sooner than that. You're giving it your all, and then you're taking a break. You're giving it your all, you're taking a break. They're all. I think like if I had a choice of what sport I would play that would have the least wear and tear on my body, it'd probably be baseball. Because you get paid the most and you don't get hit much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to like as far as like when you can play the longest, but they're all tough, man. Hockey is a very tough sport. It was kind of cool. Yesterday I was leaving the gym and this dude saw my Kraken tattoo and he just started like talking to me. He's like, dude, I'm a massive sports fan about all sports but hockey, but I got sucked in because of the Kraken. He's like, I started picking up how the game works, and he was just telling me like his observations. I'm like, dude, you're nailing it. Like it was just kind of cool to see somebody who's fresh to the sport quickly understanding why certain things are happening during the game. He's like, I think this was an issue with the team. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Face-offs were an issue. It was kind of fun talking to someone who clearly knows his sports but doesn't know hockey, but his knowledge of sports, he was able to apply it to learning about hockey.
Yeah, that's why if you're a student like you are, Steve, you really appreciate how far this team got, because there were some glaring errors that, if you're usually if you are going to the Cup, you're probably a decent team on faceoffs, and you're probably pretty decent on the power play and pretty decent on the penalty kill. Usually when you get to the finals, those both teams probably above average on all of those three things. And the Kraken, when you think about it, man, we weren't really great on we were okay in the penalty kill, but our power play wasn't great. Our face-off percentage wasn't great. And look how far we got anyway.
Absolutely. One game away from the finals of the conference finals.
Yeah.
So it says hockey players, though, aren't pushing 400 pounds. If they were the same size as football players, there's no way they could withstand the same hits that they normally take. Yeah, that's why I have to say, you're running full force into, a beefy dude. Like that. I mean, granted, in hockey, you're also having a guy on skates coming full force and nailing you into the boards. There's a little bit of both. Both are very grueling.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this. You guys are going to laugh at me, but I'm going to say this. And this is very anecdotal, but my wife works out a lot more than I do. So she can go to the gym and she can do whatever, and I never go anywhere to the gym. We take a walk. I do if I do a plus hour walk with her in more than 60 minutes, her body she says she can't take it. She's super tired. There's an endurance factor, I think, that hockey and soccer have that the other sports just don't have as much of. I mean, even like you said, they changed those lines. But Steve, I mean, you get tired quick because you're going. I mean, you have to have lines in hockey or you'll be dead.
And in a couple minutes, you're back out there.
Yeah.
So it's not as if you're not,
That's why I don't think people appreciate the endurance factor, I think, is, to me, a very important part of athletics. The idea that your body can just last as long as you can, operating at a high cardio weight rate. I mean, and that's what they're doing in hockey. Baseball, even in baseball, the only time you get to see how baseball's a beating is when you watch the home run derby and you realize, okay, they're swinging that bat too much, and a lot of guys get injuries from that because it doesn't happen that much. Maybe a pitcher, you could see him. He's a guy that's always moving.
But even in that situation, he's only doing it once every 5 games.
Yeah, and because he can't.
Yeah.
He's got to be done. So, yeah,
that's why I say every sport's tough in different ways.
Oh, in baseball, they found out that pretty much the naked eye, you're hitting a ball that's invisible. By the time it gets to you, the ball is literally invisible, and the fact that these guys still somehow can hit it is something, and Michael Jordan showed us when he tried to play baseball, arguably the best basketball player ever, could not even get out of minor league baseball.
A few texts are saying rugby as well. That's a gnarly sport.
I don't know. I know from what I see.
People shove thumbs up people's what skis.
Well, that I thought was the good part of rugby. I didn't realize that.
That's why you want to play
rugby.
And then you find out there's other stuff. And you're like,
nah. Wait, can't we just have the thumb thing and just leave all everything?
Can't we do the prostate off first and then just kind of go from there? No, okay.
No, you got to really be a part of it.
Be a fun question to ask guys like Luke Wilson and a guy like J.J. Watt, who's now back into doing beer league and just playing hockey again.
Oh yeah, that's a great guy to ask.
Those are guys that played football and also played hockey. That'd be a fun question to ask those guys because they obviously have played at a high level. Drew Nowak, who used to play with the Seahawks for a minute, he's now playing. I keep in touch with him. He's playing beer league at his hometown, which is pretty awesome. He sends me pictures of him winning a championship. I'm like, this is so surreal. Here's a guy who played in the NFL and he's still fired up about playing, beer league.
Yeah, we see what happens with fatigue. That's why they say you can't leave the defense on the field in football too long. They get tired.
Yep.
And that's why time of possession is a thing. Again, it's all about endurance. And you see such a decrease in play with NFL players that just, their endurance. That's why you got to get them off the field. I think, it's interesting who people believe out of all the sports, who has the best endurance, out of all the sports, what kind of sport has the best endurance? Mm-hmm. That would be interesting for me to find out.
Be tough, though. A person would have to play every sport at the highest possible level.
All right, if you're saying I got to do it.
Okay, you should be the guy.
I'll be the guy.
Yeah, at least we know you'll be at the same level for every sport that
I surely will be. Let's go to Kevin and Lacey. It's Listeners on the Loose, 206-803-ROCK. Kevin, you are on the rock.
Yeah, just to add to more to that, what you're talking about, endurance, basketball is the same endurance. When you're talking about the hockey going back and forth, I mean, those guys have got to, keep their endurance up. One thing that Walter Payton used to do way back, I know I'm aging myself, but way back in the day in the off season, he would find mountains of sand, soft dirt to run to get his endurance up for the season.
Yeah, so that's it, because running backs, dude, I mean, nowadays in the NFL, they're switching out those running backs a lot for endurance reasons.
Oh, yes. But the thing is, what you do in the off season also to prepare your body for the season and to keep yourself also, like you say, to heal. But man, anytime you're in a professional sport, you're an athlete.
Oh, 100%.
Plain sure and simple.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, yeah, for
Except
a lot of
golf.
reasons. Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do love that hockey is one of the few sports that, like, professionals, when they're done playing, continue to play the sport for funsies.
It is pretty wild, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Like football players, I mean, maybe some do, but not very often are you seeing like a former football player doing like flag football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like a baseball player. I don't know how many are doing like, a wood bat league or softball on the side. But like a lot of hockey players, when they're done, I know like JT Brown, who's like, does commentary for the Kraken. He just recently was playing in a hockey tournament here in Seattle, like with some guys. Like just
do they hit as hard, Steve, when in those leagues?
In the beer leagues, no. It's very frowned upon. Like you're not supposed to hit anyone, in fact, but it happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you're working in the boards, you might kind of rub a guy into the boards a little bit, get a little shot, but you're not doing like an open ice hit. You're not. That would get you a penalty.
I feel like really, then why
non-checking, but you could kind of play the body a little bit.
Why wouldn't you do that then? Because that's probably the part of hockey that every player says, "This is what I can't take anymore."
Oh, I've had some buddies I've played at the professional level, and we'll do like pickups, and some younger dude will try and prove like he's good and want to like kind of lay in like the former pro. And the guy's like, dude, that's your one warning. We don't do that here, first of all. No, don't be a jackass, but that's your one warning. And I've seen like some of the older guys be like, all right, warned you. And then they just give them like, they almost become a pro player again and lay the dude out. And I'm like, that was awesome. Like, I shouldn't be laughing, but I kind of am.
Oh, you're just like egging the other kid on. He that wasn't a warning. Go ahead and try it again.
It's a funny thing, though, like when people, I've seen that happen so often where like a younger dude just wants to like almost like say, oh, I could show this guy up. And I'm like, dude,
please.
This dude played like 1,000 games in the NHL.
Please.
What are you going to do? What do you think? By out skating him in this stupid pickup hockey game, like a scout's going to call you and say, like, I heard that you outplayed a former NHL vet.
Oh, sometimes those men want to prove something.
So I want to know, do hockey players lose more teeth from fights or from like falls and body checks?
I've always wondered that, actually. Or like a stick to the face.
I feel like sticks and pucks are probably the bigger cause than fights.
That's crazy.
I mean, you saw the dude that got hit under the eye. I mean, that could have been his mouth, and he could have lost a tooth at that point, the dude from Dallas.
I know, and they're starting to phase in full. Like, I mean, some guys are grandfathered in, so they don't have to wear the visors. But like, if you go into the NHL now, you have to have a visor on.
Yeah, I mean, if you really have to, because they're shooting the puck a lot harder than they did 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah, the curves on the sticks, the flex on the sticks. It's a whole different vibe. So that those pucks can come up at you high. Because back in the day, like you had no curve on a stick, so no one wore helmets because it was rare that the puck would leave the ice or it would never really hit you in the head. And then eventually, like, you got to wear helmets.
Yeah, buddy.
It's kind of crazy being a kid and watching certain players still not wear a helmet while playing a hockey game.
That's insane to me.
Are there a lot of fights in beer league?
Not many. There's a lot of like skirmishes.
Gotcha.
But every once in a while, when a fight happens, it's pretty fun.
Okay.
You know, because you get to watch. I remember one time with our team, we had a guy who played like in like this minor league hockey league, but it was like one known as, it was kind of based off of the movie Slapshot. Like
oh, nice.
A fighting league. It was kind of based in Quebec, and he played there, and he also played for like Tacoma SaberCats, and he was a tough dude, but he was the nicest guy in the world, and he never wanted to fight anyone. He just wanted to play hockey. But then there was one of those guys that wanted to prove a point, and we were playing against this guy, and this guy was just being a jackass to everyone on the team, but mainly the dude that used to fight for a living. Like, he got paid to fight in this minor league hockey league. And the guy's like, dude, Tony, even his teammates were like, you might want to relax on this. He's like, no, what, you want to fight me? Come on, fight me, you P word. And like, and my buddy was just like, no, man, you don't want to do this. And we're all like, dude, it's okay to take the L. It's okay to just go back. No, man, finally, my guy's like, all right, you want to go? Dropped his gloves. Within 10 seconds, the guy's face is just a bloody mess.
Oh,
to the point where he's like standing there, doesn't even know what hit him. Like, it was like, blah, 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 blah. Blood everywhere. And we're all like, can you get off the ice? And he's like, I'm like, no, get off the ice because you're bleeding all over the ice.
Yeah, kid, you're done.
Wow.
And he's the same dude that then came in to our locker room after the game and comes over trying, I thought to like kind of, be like, hey, sorry. He's like, you got lucky on me. And we're like, just go.
You got lucky on me?
Go.
Oh, you are an
like,
idiot.
dude, you just take the freaking loss. Like, you got pummeled, and you got pummeled in seconds.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole different type of fighting. Even if you think you can fight on the streets, like, now you got skates on, and the jerseys. Like, there's a certain technique to fighting that I couldn't. I mean, I'm a goalie. I couldn't do any of that crap. But like,
No, you don't need that.
Thank God. But like certain guys, like they can whoop your ass because they know the strategy.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That kind of dude that has something to prove and just whatever that monkey brain, lizard brain, whatever brain you have, where you go, I will be the biggest ape in this group.
I'm alpha.
Yeah, I'll be the biggest caveman.
I'm a lion, not a sheep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like,
Have you ever gotten in a fight? Ever in hockey?
Yeah.
How many? Or
I was
what's
younger.
your ratio?
Oh, very. Like, there was like 3 fights.
And how'd you do? Like, I mean, did
I
your
don't
face
know,
get
like,
bloody? You
no,
lose a tooth?
We get punches in it, but it's like they end so fast. So it's not like as if like it's like 5 seconds. Like blah, blah, refs get involved. It was a goalie
gotcha.
fight though. That was
Oh,
cool.
Goalie
that
fights
is
are great.
legit.
I think both me and the other goalie really just wanted to do it just so that we could do it. Because you're like everyone else is fighting.
Let's do it.
You want to fight? Yeah.
I've seen that a handful of times in the NHL, and it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were teens. And we were
Goalie
stupid.
fights are so because you don't have to go, oh my God, because that's something you just don't see. And you're like,
goalie fights are the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
when you
so
see
cool.
2 goalies like lined up on each other in the NHL, you're just like,
okay.
This I feel like I owe the league money. This is so rare.
And
that
the rest
happens.
of the players, whatever they're doing, they're like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is a thing.
And goalies used to fight a little bit more because the goalies are mental as it is, but they were more mental back in. Like they were mental and violent, like Billy Smith and Ron Hextall and
yes.
like Sean Burke. Like there were these guys from back in the day that just like you look at them the wrong way, and they're just going to hack the back of your leg with their goalie stick.
Oh, you just had me think of something, Steve. Is that sideline reporter? Is it Leah Hextall? Is she a relative of Ron?
She is. I think she's like a cousin of Ron Hextall.
Oh wow! I didn't even put that together until you
Yeah.
just said Ron's name.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's related. Not like that's not his daughter,
but still, it's I mean, she's a relative. And
she's in the Hextall family.
got to see the uncle be one of the best. Pretty damn good goalie.
It's a mental case out there. He was I'm not a Flyers fan, but I loved watching him because it was just a matter of time before he would try and like take someone's head off with a stick.
Perfect city for that guy.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Killers of the Flower Moon is now on digital.
Oh my God.
From director Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro.
You got one more chance. I'm coming after you, son.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Buy it now on digital.